buddy. Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Everybody.
Everybody?
Everybody.
Hey.
Except for that one guy. He knows who he is.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the RageSelect podcast right here on RageSelect. I'm Jeff.
I'm Amanda.
I'm just kidding. There is no one guy.
We're shaming one guy. I was waiting for you to throw a name out so that we could just be like, you.
It's you. That's what I'm going to do instead of, you know how people thank their patrons at the end? I'm just going to start a new tier that's like $100 a month tier that's like, I will ridicule you in one dojo a month if you pay me $100.
Roast the patrons.
Like
I love
halfway
it.
through Twisted Gallery, I'm just like, and you know who I really don't like? Fucking Slapnut69. That guy really just gets on my fucking nerves.
Fuck that guy.
No, but that's we don't have time. We don't have time to go through our many patrons and tell them whether we like them or not. Because it's time for another RageSelect podcast, and we got a lot of cool stuff going on this week. We got a whole 30 minutes of 007 First Light to talk about. But before we get to that, man, I got a little robbed this week.
Yeah?
And I like to look for movies and TV shows to watch.
Yes.
And I looked at which movies are coming out this week on Monday on VOD, and it was like nothing and garbage and fuck you for even looking at me. And I was like,
get out of here. What are you doing?
It's like, damn, what am I going to talk about on the podcast? So I went and I watched something else, and I really enjoyed it. But then on Tuesday, it was like both The Naked Gun and Nobody 2 came onto VOD, and I was like, well, I could have watched either one of those. But instead I watched 15 one-hour episodes of The Pitt. I could have been done with this in 2 hours.
Oh, what'd you think of The Pit?
I really liked it.
Yeah, John
I
loved
really
that
liked
show.
it. Yeah, I wasn't sure whether you'd watch it or not.
I watched the last 3 episodes.
Oh yeah, where the shit is going down.
Yeah, and then just cried.
Yeah.
I've watched enough of the I've seen clips, and I like many things with John, I was in the room while he was watching it, but I was doing something else.
Yeah.
So I kind of watched it mostly. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's great. He's probably going to rewatch it, and I'll rewatch it with him before the second season starts.
It was really solid. So for anybody who doesn't know, this is basically, it's funny because there's actually a lawsuit involved with this.
Really?
The guy that's the main guy,
Noah Wiley.
Yeah, he was on ER.
Yes.
And apparently they wanted to do one of these ER, they wanted to do a reboot thing like they do with every other fucking thing.
Yeah.
And they couldn't come to an agreement with Michael Crichton's wife for how much it would be to make an ER reboot.
Sure.
Because they wanted to bring this character back. They wanted him to reprise his character from ER.
Yeah.
And come back as the senior surgeon, because I think he was the new guy or the junior guy.
Yeah, because he was a baby then. Yeah.
Yeah. And so they were like, okay, well, we'll do something different. Instead of having it be an episodic thing, we're going to have this thing where it's this
it's 24, it's a full shift.
It's 15 hours in this one ER, and every show is, it's 45 minutes, but it covers an hour of time in this ER. And the next episode picks right up from where the last one ends. Mm-hmm. There's all these interlacing plots where it's the fucking lady that comes in episode 1 is part of the climax in episode 15.
Mm-hmm.
And there's all these different shifts of people come, people go, this person has a problem.
Yeah.
Here's some new people that come in.
Yeah, they you're not feeling good, go home early, and then oh boy, did I wish I didn't let you go home early. And there's
and it's very procedural. It's very bottle show.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing that is not the emergency room, the ambulance bay, or the waiting room.
So they made it so Noah Wiley is executive producer.
Yes.
Yeah, he's very involved in it, and he very much wanted to make a show that was accurate, very accurate. So their set, and that is a set, is hospital ready.
Yeah.
They he said his hope is that they can donate the things they have in there to
it's also
hospitals, because apparently it's very accurate.
Well, I also went and I looked, and it's interesting because since they built this whole thing from scratch, they were able to build it with space for camera to follow people through, the ways that the walls are set up to draw your eyes into the direction, ways to make it easier to see stuff, lights that can be cut in and out for slightly more dramatic lighting.
Yeah.
But the whole thing was really good. The only real complaint I have is that I wasn't watching it while it came on because I was I don't want to watch this week to week.
Yeah.
I really wish that there was just an option on HBO Max to be show me just the 15-hour cut where it doesn't have to like I don't want the episode to end and then do end credits and then have to go to the next episode and have a previously on and have an intro. Just fucking like smash cut me to the next episode, bro.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it was solid. It was interesting because I think the only medical show that I've ever watched was House, and like House is not a medical show. House is a mystery show, and this was like there was a lot of times where they're just talking hospital jargon, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but it it adds to the verisimilitude of the show.
Oh yeah,
makes it seem really stuff. Anyway, go back to my story. After they made this, Michael Crichton's widow is suing them for being like
they don't own hospital shows. Like I am sorry, but there's so many other also ER wildly inaccurate.
Yeah.
Like there's so many because of the Pitt and because Noah Wyle is from ER. A lot of people have been like, well, let's go back. He's talking, they kept pushing the accuracy of it.
Yeah.
So let's go back and look at other famous hospital shows and see. And, people talk about Grey's Anatomy that has a lot of like very inaccurate stuff.
Yeah.
And Scrubs seems most accurate for a lot of people, or at least most accurate for working in a hospital.
Okay.
And then ER would be like defibrillators, but it's just like sponges, like literal like kitchen sponges that they just like clear and smashing sponge, like just silly things that they were just like, I don't know, go to the Dollar Tree and buy us medical supplies kind of thing.
But yeah, I don't know, it had like when I look up the best shows of this year, especially the best new shows this year, this is on there. It was really good. It was really compelling. I wasn't sure when I watched it whether it was going to be, because I never watched DR or Grey's Anatomy. Like I said, House is really the closest.
I'm not going to watch fucking Grey's Anatomy. That shit's like 22 seasons long. Who has that kind of time?
But good characters.
Yeah.
Like good plots. The only thing I'll say is the older I get, the less the less like clogged up all of my emotions are. This show is making me cry all the time.
I was like I don't even know these characters, and I'm like all emotional about it. Yeah.
I mean, like it's in a hospital, right? So there's a lot of just like, this tragic person came in after getting in a car accident and we tried to save their life for like 10 minutes and then they died. And it's like, well, that fucking sucks. I don't want to watch that.
And the way they like fully invest in trying to save people that you don't really know their name. Do you know what I mean? Like it's very like
it's very raw. It's very like primal of just like
I can't imagine how they filmed this. Like the whole thing is very high intensity the whole time, and they have to like convey emotional exhaustion by the end of it because it's like a shift and a half because something happens that keeps them there for even longer, and it's just like but I do like they show like the overnight crew that comes in because this is like day shift and then like night shift comes in to help out at the very end,
right?
And they're like fucking freaks, and I'm like, so it's just like all overnight shifts are the freaking weirdos where they're just like, hey man, this crazy shit's about to go down, and he's like sipping on an iced coffee. He's just like, okay, yeah, I'm in, let's do it.
No, it was good. It was really good. And I think that like I think that
the new season comes out in January.
New season comes out in January. I think that it's really good. I think if you start I was afraid of it because it was big. Yeah. But it was the first time in a while. Like I watched Department Q a little while back and I liked it, but I kind of watched 2 episodes and then go do something and watch 2 episodes. Somehow this last Monday I found myself like hungover. Well, I know I was hungover, but I was hungover like in the evening, and I had like 6 hours until I should probably go to bed. And I was like, let me just try this. And then I ended up staying up way past when it was time for me to go to bed. And the next day I was just binging to get through it. So like highly recommended. I'm sure that everybody else in the world has also highly recommended it, but like
for sure,
I think it lived up to the hype. I think that a lot of the like the trailers and the art on HBO Max or whatever, I'm just like, oh, okay, this is like a like a show about guys and girls, and they're like in a place and stuff. Like, fine, I guess. But by the end, I'm like, oh no,
yeah, I care about all of these people.
Plus, I have to say that like it's a little spoilery, but like I'm not going to go into any specific details. But like there are big things that happen.
Yeah.
Like it's not. It could honestly have just been 15 episodes where it was just what was happening in episode 1, but over and over and over and twisting the plot lines around. But like there's some shit that happens in that show.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was me and the Pitt.
The Pitt.
Amanda, what about you? You watch anything good? Play anything good? Do anything good?
The only new thing I watch. Have I talked about Freaky Tales?
I think you told me about Freaky Tales.
Yeah.
But I don't think you've talked to the audience about Freaky Tales.
John and I watched Freaky Tales fairly recently.
That's also on
like
Max,
last
right?
week. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an anthology story. The director grew up in like the Bay Area in the 80s, and so it's partially like autobiographical, like partially based on like his experience growing up.
Okay.
But then it gets weird. So I didn't know a lot about it. I kept seeing clips. It's called Freaky Tales. It's an anthology, and like everything has this green glow in some clips I've seen. Like this trailer you're showing doesn't, but everything says like this tale's freaky as hell and shit like that.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, it's a horror movie.
Right.
It's because of every anthology movie I've ever seen has been like, oh, spooky.
Yeah.
No.
It's like
just
a thriller.
Yeah, there's things that happen that become a little like borderline supernatural, but yeah, it's just a bunch of like punk kids getting attacked by like Nazi shits, and they like fight to hold their territory. And Pedro Pascal is a guy that is a like a hitman or like a thug for other guy, like he breaks legs for
a
people.
Collections guy. Yeah.
And so he's doing that and going to places, and like these girls want to be rappers, and they hang out with or like they get invited to go to a like a rap battle with this famous guy, and like there's all this stuff going on. There's a basketball player. There's like a heist thing happening where like all these basketball players is like a bunch of, I think it's the Clippers versus the Lakers, and so they're trying to find out who's at the game and if their home's going to be empty while the game's going on, so they can break into all these rich basketball players' houses. And then like the consequences of that are like watching the Blade movie.
So it's just like there's just like a whole. It really reminds me of. I feel like this was a pretty common thing in the 90s, right? Where you would have these like slice of life crime crossover.
Yes.
Your kind of Pulp Fiction. That kind of thing.
It's got a hint. It's got like a taste of that for sure.
Yeah.
With just like the lightest of sprinkles of supernatural, because there's this overarching like story of like focus your mind and you can accomplish anything except like in a you're a psychic kind of way.
So this came out last year. Okay, interesting. And because I remember I'd seen the score, and it was like higher audience than critic.
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal. I thought it was a horror movie, and I'm like, ooh, there's a few red flags in there that I don't like. But good.
Good, very good. Also, if you're in the mood to just watch a bunch of people kill Nazis.
And who isn't? Honestly.
And also because the director, like it was partially based on his life growing up.
Yeah.
And it was like his like life within the music scene. The soundtrack is really good.
Hour and 47 minutes too. I appreciate that.
It's a really quick and enjoyable.
Ryan Fleck. Is that who that is?
Yeah.
What else has he done?
Solid question.
Captain Marvel, Mississippi Grind. Was he the full-on director of Captain Marvel?
I guess so. How the fuck do you go from?
Oh, it's that same team. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck. Okay. Well, there you go.
But yeah, I highly recommend it. If it's not like gonna change the world or anything, but I will say there's an actor in there that plays like a basketball star, and he should be Blade. If they aren't gonna do the one with Marshall Ali.
Yeah.
Right?
I think.
I feel like that's his name. Like, I can see it in my mind, but I cannot say that's exactly it.
I feel like they've had a really hard time with that Blade movie.
But if they're not going to do that, then this actor that was in Freaky Tales, like, he literally kills a bunch of people with a katana. Like, you have to see it.
Mahershala Ali. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like they short-circuited that a bit with Deadpool Wolverine, this Blade movie that has been having all kinds of problems. There's like a game that's like kind of a tie-in for that's being made by Arcane. It's where he's like in France or something.
Yeah.
So
more, just do it. But anyway, if you want a nice killing Nazis instead of killing vampires version,
well, there you
Freaky
go.
Tales.
Well, that's 2 solid votes for HBO Max this time around. Even though for some reason HBO Max in my web browser does not have a vertical scroll capability. Like, it won't scroll up or down on the website. I found people on Reddit complaining about it. People are like, I don't know. And it's just like,
weird.
This seems like a bad look for you, HBO. I want to like you, but because HBO also has a
I'm just on the app on my phone and the app on like Xbox or whatever.
Yeah. They have there's Mamoru Oshii is the guy that made Ghost in the Shell. Had this anime called Angel's Egg that was like a 90s anime. I think it was one he did before or maybe directly after. Super duper 90s. Has never really been released in the United States. I think I watched like a rip of it like a long time ago, but that's coming I think in November. They're doing a remaster of it and they're putting it on Max along with a bunch of other anime movies. So
nice. Anyway,
with that, we're already over time, so let's get to the 007 First Light State of Play gameplay deep dive. So lots of good stuff, one big bad stuff.
Oh no.
Yeah. So Amanda saw a little bit of this. I've watched this a couple times. The demo starts with them with like 007 and like a team, and they're driving to like this big hotel. I think that there's a chess match going on there to find 009. This appears to be one of those like 009 has gone rogue stories. So they're talking about it. It appears that you're driving in this intro, that like you're actually just driving the car because there's a bunch of driving segments in here. So
yay.
But yeah, I don't know. Before we get too deep into this about going into the play-by-play, like I watched this a bunch of times. This is like 75% just Hitman, like with a young guy, and like you can't change clothes, but like
a Hitman with hair, no thanks.
You can't change clothes, and there's a bunch of other stuff that they've added in place of that. Like the combat looks more interesting. There's driving, there's like gadgets and stuff. But I was pointing to Amanda. I was like, that's the same green pipe as in every fucking Hitman game. So like there's a lot. Even this big chateau that they go to, it looks like a Hitman level.
Yeah, for sure. If you've watched us play Hitman, you will recognize this.
Yes.
It feels so familiar.
Yes. And I have absolutely no problem with more
I think it looks great.
Hitman-esque
stuff. It also looks, I mean, not that Hitman didn't look good, but this definitely looks like they refine every time they come out with something else. Do you know what I mean? Like, it looks nice. It looks nicer than Hitman.
But like these guards here at the beginning, they just look like the guys from Hitman.
Yeah.
Like it looks
you got a generic guard
guy in suit with sunglasses on. We've got so many of those. We've got so many of those in the library.
That's how they won the pitch. They were like, "Look at how many generic people you can kill."
Actually, we're gonna get back to the pitch because I have a funny story about that. But so anyway, they drive up to this place. They park the car. James is like, he's supposed to stay with the car, and he sees a guy doing some freakiness, and so he decides he's going to follow him, even though they're all like, you got to stay with the car. You got to look out for 009. And he's like, but I saw a guy doing something weird. And so it appears that this game is really divided between like very much stealth puzzle level Hitman stuff and like big shooty action stuff.
Yeah. Sneaky spy or action spy.
Right. And like I think that works for James Bond because like if you're watching a James Bond movie, there wouldn't be a thing where, he's in the casino playing poker with Lashif, and then he's just like, you know what? Fuck you. And he just pulls out his gun and playing Jeff's this motherfucker. I'm just going to shoot my way out of this.
Might. I don't know. It depends on which James Bond we're talking about.
That's true. That's true. So all the graphics and everything look really nice. There is one thing. Okay, so the big caveat to this that we'll see a little bit during this is that the frame rate is not great, and there's especially some of the action parts later where it really starts to chug a little bit, and there's a lot of like you'll see it later on in some of the fist fighting. There's a lot of like a blur added to it.
Yeah.
Now I think that a reason for that is because I was watching another YouTuber, and I think that because this is a Sony State of Play thing, I think they did all the capture for this on a base PS5 because they love to say this is all running on a base PS5.
Yeah.
And like a lot of just the walking around parts seem fine. They're a little choppier than I would like. I'd like a super smooth game, obviously, but they're mostly fine. So yeah. So the big difference here appears to be that James has like gadgets. You've got there's like a little battery meter and a little like potion gadget meter thing. And so you've got the same kind of like, it's that kind of like instinct vision that you have in Hitman. The big thing here is that it doesn't seem like you're picking up every fucking thing in the level. Like you don't have an inventory that's full of just like 8 rat poisons and 4 kitchen knives
and a
like,
rubber duck for no reason.
Like 6 rubber ducks and whatever. So the puzzles are similar, but not like there's this puzzle here that I showed you before where you have to turn on a hose to distract a guy, and then you've got to hit a guy with a dart so that he goes and throws up, and then you've got to steal a cigarette lighter, and it's like, this is so fucking Hitman.
It is also really funny because I imagine that he would just be like, hey man, can I bum a light? And the guy would give him his lighter.
Right.
But instead he does this whole elaborate.
Yeah, there's like this whole Rube Goldberg thing. Well, but the one thing that's interesting is, so one of the big questions here is, is this going to have the flexibility of a Hitman level where there are a lot of different ways to do stuff? And like, as I watched this, one of the things that I noticed was that you're getting like, he looks at a window and it's like, it puts up a tooltip about, oh, you can go in this window. And so I wonder like how many different ways there are going to be, because one of the reasons that we see these levels that are so packed is because of these little clockworks where you've got people doing stuff and there's all these different opportunities to do stuff. And having made 3 full games with DLC and an infinite mode, like I'm sure that IO is pretty good at making these levels. And so the idea of like, you have the flexibility as James Bond to be like, wait a minute, what if I went through the kitchen, type of thing, even though you can't switch your outfits, or at least I haven't seen it. There's a good possibility there might be outfit switching at some point, but it doesn't seem like you could just pick up anybody's outfit.
Yeah, I would bet that if they do it, it's like you can blend into a crowd, put on a hat and like blend with a crowd or something, but not a full... Now you're disguised as the mascot, and
which is a good way to differentiate this from the other game.
Yeah, totally.
So yeah, after sneaking in, it's funny too. He has a lot more interaction. Like when he comes through this window, the staff is like, "What?" and he's like, fucking John Thorpson, infiltration agent, I gotta have a word with your security guy about this. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Glad you're here with us. And there's one point where he's walking down the hallway and there's like some maids and they're like, what room? Or he's like, excuse me, ladies. And you hear them and they're like, what room is he in? And they're like, why? And he's like, I'm gonna leave some extra on his pillow. And I'm like, what does that mean?
Somebody's gonna fart on your pillow, James.
Oh my God. So then it kind of like, after a little while of like tracking people down, they show kind of like having a conversation. They actually show an interesting part of this level where James avoids a specific room because the other people in his party are in there, and he's like, if I go in there, I'm going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
They kind of
that's right. This is like baby James, right? Like he's still new.
Yes, it's very, very early days. I think the faces of the NPCs you talk to look a little better than they did. They still have a bit of a problem with like all of the people that are around you are a little bit dead-eyed. I don't know how to fix that, but like it would be nice because it seems like they look fine, but that their faces are just like
not involved in what's happening.
Right. So he smash
that's
cut.
fine. I've met enough people to know that that's pretty accurate.
They smash cut to him stealing a car with this lady that's like a French secret agent.
Ooh, la, la.
Seems like there's going to be some kind of tension between them. There's a whole driving sequence.
Man, do you think James Bond's going to have sex with that lady?
I sure hope so.
Do you think it'll be a stealth mission?
You got to sneak in there. Yeah.
Boo.
There's a lot there. This driving sequence. That was one of the only things I was like, this is obviously like a pre-scripted drive. This isn't Grand Theft Auto or Burnout Takedown where you can go anywhere. Like you're kind of just following this guy and you're taking like specific shortcuts. So it's a set piece, right? Like you're busting through the fruit carts.
Yeah, you are. Oh my
but you
God.
can see how blurry it's all getting during like this scene. That's definitely a problem. Like if the game itself is this blurry and choppy, then like that could be an issue. But if it's just like a PS5 Pro or a PC is fine, that's fine. So then after they chase this guy down, we actually get like a whole shooting sequence, which is interesting because
shooty pow pow.
They've obviously like done a lot of work on making this kind of third person action Uncharted-ish like shooting mechanic as opposed to the very dry, very you're not supposed to do this shooting people in Hitman stuff. Like it seems a lot more like smoothed out, like a lot more like a traditional third-person action game. I like too. You have like a little energy meter that you can use to go into like slow-mo, but you can also use it for other stuff, which is interesting. So you can see whenever they kill guys, you get a little bit of that power back.
Yeah.
So you're not just using constant cocaine mode like you are in Red Dead. But I like how in this shooting sequence, he shoots a barrel and it like not only like it blows up everybody above the barrel. So it's like a super barrel as opposed to just like it killed that one guy standing next to it.
Yeah, it fucks the terrain up too. Like the like bridge that they were on gets exploded.
Yeah. So he's at an airport. There's also a couple other things in the sequence that are interesting because you're mostly just using your pistol. So like there's a lot of points in here where you're running out of bullets from the gun that you have and then taking the gun from another guy. And using that, it appears that like melee takedowns have an option to just grab the gun out of the person's hand while you're doing it.
That was nice.
Yeah, there's a part where he pushes a guy over the edge and uses him to like brace his fall.
Yeah. Wow. You would think these guys wouldn't stand next to all these red barrels.
Well, they're in an airfield.
Yeah.
Like you have to have fuel for
but
the
they're
airplane.
like hiding behind the fuel. He's on the no fuel side.
Yes.
And they're all on the lots of fuel side.
Yeah. This part is like a fucking Call of Duty level, man. There's like cars blowing up, military dudes throwing guns at people.
Threw the gun and it hit him square in the face.
John Wick style.
What an insult!
But it's like it's real slick looking.
Yeah,
like
it looks like it'd be a lot of fun, to be honest.
Yeah, there's a part where he hits a gas tank and then it makes
the
a
car
flame trail go back to the car.
Yeah, that's great.
I appreciate the body count. This is like, they made Plan Jeff into canon this time around.
It's perfect.
And then but see this part, like you remember that we started at the hotel and these guys go up into the airplane and then they close up the back of the airplane and then James is trying to like get to this fuel cable that's like hanging out of the side. And an explosion happens, and he gets hit by like a stair car that he grabs onto. And he gets in, and he drives a stair car, like the baggage loading thing, which I'm pretty sure these things max out at like 15 miles per hour. So I don't think you're actually chasing down an airplane that's taking off.
Yeah.
Then he somehow climbs up it while it's still going forward, jumps over to the fuel line. There's a guy shooting at him that like gets clipped by debris and then flies out of a thing. And then he climbs up here. And like, we're still 10 minutes left on this because he gets up on the wing and starts fighting guys in the wing of the airplane.
Who's getting out? You guys could have just flown and he would have fallen off and died.
And then he gets into the plane.
They gave him a way in. They could have just closed the door.
And then when he's in the plane, Amanda, he hacks like this panel. He knocks the guy out and he hacks this panel. This is where it gets really choppy. And the panel gives him on his like Go-Go Gadget smartwatch, you get an L1 and R1 prompt that lets you shift the plane, tilt the plane left and right.
Why would he have access to that from where he was?
Because he's a hacker. He's got hacking gadgets.
I rerouted the encryptions.
I can see why this is really hard on the engine because there's a lot going on because he's literally tilting the plane like to smash guys with a truck.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of physics that are all going on here.
Do you think it starts playing better once you start murdering everybody in the entire world the way he's just obliterated like 50 people? And now like, the game doesn't have to worry about them.
You look how blurry all this is. It's super smeary.
Yeah.
In this part in particular was where I was like, oh, I don't want to play that. Like I want that real smooth, 60 frames per second action. But I do get why this is a problem.
Yeah.
Like, because there's a shit ton of physics things that are all interacting. But then once it goes to cutscene, it all just like
goes away.
It goes right back to having a nice thing. So then he's hanging on the door. The plane is going up. He puts his watch in. He jumps out of the airplane. And then there's an extended sequence where he's trying to get somebody with a parachute so that he doesn't die before he hits the ground. And you've got to avoid the crap in the air. And it's like, this was all one continuous sequence. And I'm like, that looks great. Yeah. That looks like Uncharted back in the day. Like
it looks like Uncharted. It's got a little Call of Duty to it. It's definitely got some Hitman to it. But like in a way, I'm also getting some Saints Row. Of like, oh, it's just like balls to the wall. Are we?
Yeah, I mean, like if he was being more sarcastic and had a fleur de lis on his jacket.
Yeah,
like,
right.
He's wearing a purple jacket.
Yeah,
that could be Johnny Gad for all I know.
Creedence Clearwater was playing during that scene or whatever.
Yeah.
I can't remember what they had playing.
So they announced the cast. Patrick Gibson, a guy that's been in a bunch of stuff I've never seen. He's playing James Bond. They got a bunch of other people in there. I don't want to go through all this because we're already behind I don't recognize any of these people. Like I have no idea who any of these actors are. I'm sure they're all great. They also went through and they talked a little bit more about like this is a mission where you have to get up to the first floor to get to like a security thing, and the guys won't let you up to the first floor, and so he goes to the bar and you literally have a little scripted thing where he's listening into somebody's conversation. They're waiting for a cameraman. This literally happens in Hitman in Bangkok, I believe.
And then he knows to dress up like something they're looking for.
Well, so then instead of dressing up, he goes and talks to her. When she asks him his name, if you pick the one that she said on the phone, you can then bluff your way as the cameraman. And then she's like, "Where's your camera?" And he's like, "I'll be right back." And then they show that there are like multiple ways to get a camera.
Yeah.
Like you can short circuit a camera for one of the people and then steal it when they're not looking.
Yeah.
You can distract like the lady that's looking over the baggage in this place and then like sneak a camera out of somebody's bag. Or there's like a little stage where you can get rid of the security guard and you can pick up a camera from there. And then once you have the camera, then you can kind of continue on with the mission.
Yeah.
So a lot of very Hitman DNA.
Absolutely.
They also show a little bit of like this kind of sneaking around action. So not quite like shooting everybody, but like distracting people and stealth attacking. There is an interesting thing that I like where so you have this energy meter that you can use for stuff. You can use it for the slow-mo, but there's one part where they show like that there's a series of 3 guys. So there's these 3 guys that you're supposed to get past. And in one place, he shoots like the chandelier down with a laser and they all look the wrong direction. And one, he throws like a smoke bomb and like takes guys out. In the third one, I don't know how you identify, but he like takes out this one guy who's like a hard ass, like he's like an enforcer in Hitman.
Yeah.
And then he uses half of his thing to do a bluff where he comes down and he's like, Sanderson sent me down here. There's a guy upstairs. Keep your eyes out. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. And then it's like they just don't attack you because the enforcer has been taken out of the equation.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's very like James Bond. Like, so they're being really smart. Like, I think this all looks good as long as they can fix like the
blurry stuff,
the kind of the frame rate and blurry stuff. I really just hope that it's like this is coming out, I believe, in March of next year. So they've got like 6 months to smooth it out,
to refine it.
And then there's also a good possibility, like I said, that this is just running on a PS5, and that if it's on a modern graphics card or a PS5 Pro, that it looks better. There are games like that kind of look crappy on the base stuff. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. If they smooth it out like by 20%, this would be perfectly playable on the PS5. Lighten up the blur a little bit.
Yeah.
If you could smooth out the frame rate a little bit, like not all the way, but a little bit, it would be functional on a PS5. But PS5 is also, fucking 5 years old at this point. So
God damn, is time going by too fast. Yeah. So anyway. No, like that blur I get, because I kind of felt like you were nitpicking a little bit on the airplane, because it's like, it's an airplane, maybe they're just trying to give you some turbulence vibes and like you were saying, there's a lot going on, but like he was walking through, just like he passed a pool table and punched a guy, and it was real blurry, and it's like, there's no airplane in this part,
like that right there. There's just like a lot of motion blur.
Yeah, absolutely. So like I thought it was going to be like situational blur, but I mean,
and it
really changes.
When I think that for you and me, because we played all the way through all the Hitmans, like, because Hitman started on the PS4, I think, right? Like early PS4 days. And because it's using the same engine, the Glacier engine, as Hitman, but because when we played that game, it had been optimized so well, it was so sharp and so smooth and so easygoing that you could do stuff in that game that made you feel like a badass, just because you could kind of slip between two guys and then come over here and I'm going to grab this thing and then I'm going to boop out the other side. And it was all just rock solid frame rate. So, because everything else, art design, the combat engine, the punching, the stealth, that whole section of driving and the airplane and stuff, that all looks thrilling as shit.
Yeah.
Like,
what's happening is cool as fuck.
Yeah.
The way it looks when it's happening is the issue.
Need a little bit more.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure that's something that they know about, because it's been the number one complaint. I don't think anybody else has been complaining about. I think I saw somebody in the comments for this being like, the driving seems a slightly floaty, and it's like, well, that's something you can fix. But yeah, March 27th, 2026.
Exclusive outfits. Well, I'm just saying, if they have exclusive outfits, there is a chance that he's going to be wearing different. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, maybe, or you might just play the level.
Why would you play the level in a captain's uniform, like a sea captain?
Isn't there one of the ones where he's dressed up like a sea captain?
I don't know.
I don't watch
James Bond movies.
I think this is like a Daniel Craig outfit. This kind of blue top with the white pants.
Yeah.
And he's got the tactile neck over here. And I don't know what the Dr. Facilier thing is like.
You got to get a little weird.
Maybe he has friends on the other side. I don't know. Anyway, I think it looks really, really solid. Also, I'm very tempted right now. If you pre-order just the base version of the game, they're upgrading it to this version.
The deluxe.
This version has over here 24 hour early access, and I'm like, oh, I want to play it. I want to play it. I also like the fact that they've got like this golden pack where it's a golden lighter, a golden pen, and then golden AirPods.
God.
But why the AirPods?
The future is now.
Anyway, anything else you think? I mean, I'm a big fan of what I saw.
Yeah, it looks great.
Like I said, I think it needs. One of the things that I noticed was, do you remember the score in Hitman very much? Like, there was this kind of like background orchestral, just kind of very like in the background. There's a lot of that in here, but then it's such a compatible score that it can then like just kind of jog over into the James Bond theme. Yeah. And it's like a perfect transition. So,
nice.
I think it looks great, though. Let's see. A couple other things. We also learned that there is a there's a $300 collector's edition that comes with
James Bond himself will come to your house.
It comes with a golden gun. Like, I don't know. It's like a little. Let's see if I can find a picture of it. I had a picture of it before. There's a. Yeah, it's got this like. Let's see. It's like a little plaque that has like a golden gun with the bullets and a little thingy in it.
Yeah.
So it's it's fine, but it's not exactly. I mean, I've got a lot that $300 could do for my life that is not buying a golden gun.
You could get a tattoo of a golden gun.
I'm also just like, the man with the golden gun is not exactly like my fave.
Yeah.
But yeah, so looks good. March of next year. There was, as I said, an interesting story about this where apparently when IO was pitching this, the way that they did it was they just modeled Daniel Craig's head and put it on Agent 47's body. And then they went to the Sapienza map and they were like, check it out. They put him in the linen suit, right? And they had him walk around and they had him do like some violence and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's a perfect pitch right there. Yeah. Especially if they ginned up, like if they ginned up like the watch that makes you shoot people that makes them throw up, right? Like that would be really easy to build in like an afternoon because you already have the I gotta throw up mechanic in Hitman.
Yeah.
So you can just be like, oh, and then you use gadgets like this. So yeah. I kind of want to see that though.
You want to see the
see the Daniel Craig face,
the pitch game.
Actually, no. I'll tell you what I really want is instead of a Dr. Facilier skin, I want to be able to put Agent 47, a young Agent 47's head onto James Bond's body.
Oh my God.
For that game.
That would be fun. I would do that. Weird question. I don't know why it hit me, but like James Bond. A lot of the 007 movies, if not all of them, famously have like opening music sequence. Is this game gonna have a opening music sequence?
Probably.
Like Madonna, Die Another Day, Paul McCartney, Live and Let Die.
You could probably find somebody that was a little bit more, that was like an indie person who was willing to do something for, because it also appears that they have like the backing of, I think it's Warner Brothers, right? Like who owns the rights to that?
I think so.
And I don't think that they want to see a crappity James Bond game. So probably.
Yeah.
They're probably not going to let us walk through it like in that one game that we played, that Die Hard in Space one that had all the silhouettes.
That'd be kind of cool.
But
it should be, what it should be is they should take a play out of Remedy's book and it should be
full live action
level
music.
like that you're playing.
What's your favorite Bond song? What's your favorite Bond?
Live and Let Die.
Live and Let Die.
I like Paul McCartney's. Yeah.
I think I really got attached to You Know My Name. I think it was like Chris Cornell. And it was the one from Casino Royale where it was like they punch the guys into like diamonds and clubs and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was really nice.
It was a really cool song.
Yeah. I feel like all of Pierce Brosnan's ones, which was really the James Bond that I like grew up with, were all just like naked ladies. He's walking past a naked lady, like the silhouette of a naked
shot
lady.
A gun. You won't believe it. A naked lady came out of there.
It's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I also like The World Is Not Enough. The song from Garbage that was in that was The World Is Not Enough. That was a Bond movie, right? It was the one where he goes to the ice palace. Was that The World Is Not, where it's like evil Steve Jobs with a hovercraft or something? Like,
yeah.
I have the internet.
My brain just.
But then I like okay, song, yeah. Was from the James Bond. Yeah, The World Is Not Enough. which was
I only watched it once because
that's the one that has fucking
Denise Richards
as a scientist.
Hey, it's me, the scientist. I'm here to save the world. Thanks, Denise Richards. You did a good job.
There you could go.
Wow, so good.
All right, now with that epic shade being thrown, we're gonna go ahead and take a break. We got a lot more stories left to go, so stick around, everybody, and we'll be back in just a minute. And we have hella news left to go. So we're going to see how many of these stories we can get through. Some interesting stuff happened this week. First up, Sony announced, or there's a rumor that kind of came through like a Billy social media post or whatever.
Okay.
That seems to indicate that the digital-only edition of the PS5 is going to be reducing the amount of storage space that you get in the console. So it was, when the PS5 first launched, it was 825 gigs. And then when the Slim launched, it was upgraded to a terabyte. And now it's going back to 825 gigs. So, which... Like Sony also raised the price of everything.
Yeah.
Last week I had this thing that I was curious about because, like, you know, traditionally speaking, when it comes to consoles, they go down in price over time.
Now they're going up.
So, but you have to wonder, like, the reason that happens is because the manufacturing processes get better, and so it costs less to make them per unit. And so, part of me is like, why don't they stay the same? Instead of going down, right? Like, so instead of having a $50 price cut on all of the, PlayStations, right? There's no price cut, and that $50 price cut that we would have gotten is what is now taking care of all this fucking tariff rigmarole bullshit. And I think the answer is just because they can get away with it.
Yeah, I was going to say because they can use it as an excuse. And it's not like they, want to save us money.
It's just weird because it's a thing that's happened every other time, and it's like, I think because of the weirdness that's going on right now, they're just nothing is going down in price. Nothing is getting cheaper right now.
And all these companies are testing the waters to see what they can get away with.
Right.
So
I don't know. I mean, honestly, that's not like, I don't think that's if you have a choice between paying more and getting less storage space, I'd rather get less storage space and pay the same amount.
Yeah.
Like, because, outside of Call of Duty, you could still fit a lot of games on 825 gigs. It's not like a huge difference, but it is a little bit of a nut kick. So, let's see. Speaking of nut kicks, there's an interview with the Battlefield 6 developers where they basically were asked, let's see. I don't know if you know this, but Battlefield 6 uses an anti-cheat thing that requires you to turn on this really esoteric security thing in your computer's BIOS on the PC. It's called TPM, a trusted platform module. I think that's what it is. And it's like a security between your system's BIOS and like the operating system that allows you to do like really deep level like checks for malware and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah.
But the thing is that a lot of computers like can't do it, or it's hard. Like, I spent an hour trying to get it to run and I just couldn't. Like, I just couldn't figure out how to get it to be enabled on my Windows 11 machine, and so I couldn't run Battlefield 6 on my PC. I played it when Jason and I played it on my PS5 because it was like, well, I could just install it there. And so there was an interview recently where they basically asked them, like, well, you're going to lose players, right? Because people simply cannot install this, or can't, like, older systems don't have this module.
Yeah.
Some computers don't have it turned on, so people will not be able to turn it on, and then it'll be a whole thing.
Yeah.
And they were just like, yeah, that sucks. But apparently the idea, I mean, they were a little bit more little bit more sophisticated about it than that. Like, it quote, it does prevent some players from playing the game. Some people's PCs can't handle it and they can't play it. That really sucks. I wish everyone could play the game with low friction and not have to do these sort of things. I'm a little bit torn on this one because on the one hand, it's like the cheating is such a it so ruins the experience of like a purely online adversarial game like Battlefield 6 that it's like the fact that we have to do these incredibly invasive root level like software procedures to try to keep cheaters from cheating in these games. It's like I understand why, but it sucks and I don't like it. By the same token, it's like I don't know. I don't know.
Cheaters ruin it for everybody.
Yeah, they really do. They really do. So I don't know. Maybe with Battlefield 6, I mean, like what I really wish was that there was some kind of, like, you know, when I was trying to do this, I was just Google searching how to do this. Yeah. And it told me do this and this. And I was like, that option isn't in my BIOS. And they were like, oh, well, you have to update your BIOS or you have to get to this. You have to go into the registry of Windows and turn this thing on. And I'm like, this is why I fucking hate PC gaming, right? On the PlayStation, I just went install Battlefield 6 beta.
Have you sacrificed to the blood god yet?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not about to get a new motherboard or update my BIOS in order to play one online video game, especially when I have like 5 other systems in here that will play it
without issue.
Yeah, without having to do any of this bullshit. Yeah. So, I don't know. Sucks.
I hate it.
We also got a leak of the Battlefield 6. They are having
battle
royale map.
Yeah.
So this was like not battle royale, or this was not like a match. A lot of people online, I was looking at them talking about this, and they think that what they just did was that somebody was in the beta and just forced this to be the map and then just spawned like offline a single player into this map because there's no other players, there's no like stuff to pick up. Like normally Battle Royale has a lot of like gear changing or whatever. It's just kind of the map, but it is kind of the first like sight that we've had of this map. There was a thing that they mentioned where they said that like the big circle that closes on the map?
Yeah.
That, like, it'll start hurting you if you're within 10 meters of it. And if you touch it, you just are dead. Like, none of this hanging out in the zone as it closes. But, like, no, you have to be inside at all times. Other than that, it looks like it looks a lot like a Battlefield map, but just a big island. It's like a peninsula Battlefield map where there's, like, mountains on one side that you can't go over, but it's got like just houses. Why do you always have
to like parachute in on these games?
Because I think that the big reason is Fortnite, but like it's because when you're deploying, like you want to give people the opportunity to deploy where they want to. Okay. So it gives you the difference between like if you go out first, you're going to be right in the thick of the fur ball that happens right at the very beginning, or you can also try to get away from people to try to pick a point on the map to start at. I think it just gives the players a little bit more flexibility. But yeah, what we have of this leaked footage, it just looks like a big old kind of generic map of a city.
Yeah.
It's like there's houses and there's gas stations and there's like streets and stuff. I do wonder if Battlefield I do wonder how Battlefield's going to do because Call of Duty's been losing cachet.
Yeah.
And this new Battlefield looks like it's like they just went right down the middle of what people wanted. It's modern military. I mean, it's got a battle royale mode.
Yeah.
It's got a bunch of very realistic weapons. And Call of Duty is going Black Ops this time, so it's like future tech weirdness.
Yeah. God, I really can't predict what people want, and I can't tell what people think looks good.
Yeah. It is difficult. I mean, all of the numbers for the beta and the fact that Call of Duty keeps losing a little bit more sales every time. They seem like...
Are they concerned about it? Like, do they do anything that implies worry?
I mean, I think that like, okay, so World of Warcraft used to be like a big Titanic game, and that it's not as popular as it used to be, and that means it's not making like obscene amounts of money, but it's still making a lot of money. Like the Call of Duty games still sell really well.
Yeah.
They just don't. They're just not like. I don't even know.
But when you make obscene amount, how much of it are you coasting on from there? Do you know what I mean?
That's a good question.
How long can you last making less and less money?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. My the thing is like.
Is it like winning the lottery and then keeping your job? Do you know what I mean?
Doing a really bad job at your job. No, I don't know. The thing my like canary for this is Jason, and I'm like, well, Jason, when this comes out, are you still going to play Warzone? And he's like, fuck no, I'm going to play this because I wanted to be playing this, but the last Battlefield game sucked, and now that like they don't suck, I think it's like a thing of like if Warzone or Call of Duty Online is the best version of that you can get. If there's no competitors, that's what you play.
Yeah.
It's like why I watch the Transformers movies. There's not another place where I can get there's no A24 giant robot punching movies, right? Like, it's hard to find another place where I can see a big robot punch another big robot.
Yeah.
But if there was a good alternative, you bet your ass I would be right there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how this goes because this does look like a very nice Battle Royale map. You know?
Does, yeah.
It's not full of like.
But it is just a dude walking around, so who knows when action is happening?
Well, it's not full of like Gokus and American Dads and like.
I only want to play this if Beavis and Butthead are gonna be.
Beavises. There's not like 8 Beavises that are a team that are just killing me.
I will fucking quit if I have one more Beavis.
I saw a thing where it was like they put the Power Rangers in Fortnite.
Yeah.
And it was like a video where a bunch of them saw each other, and so they tried to like all meet up and just dance with each other like they do in Fortnite. And then just like one guy started shooting, and they were like, you ruined our fucking Power Rangers meetup.
So
what a dick. Well, maybe something that will help to invigorate Call of Duty is that apparently Paramount has greenlit a Call of Duty movie.
Yay.
So here's the thing. I thought about this, and when I first heard this, I had that exact reaction. I was like, I don't fucking care about Call of Duty.
I don't even like war movies in general. What the fuck am I going to do with a Call of Duty movie?
But you know what I do like is I do like the Call of Duty set pieces. So if you just had like 6 Call of Duty set pieces with a really like, and it's not like, I mean, unless they bring back Price or Soap or Roach or one of those Modern Warfare dudes. And even if they do, it's like the stories are never about those characters, really.
Yeah.
They're about these global conflicts. So if it's just a big action spectacle with a bunch of dudes with machine guns, fucking, like, I like watching the trailers for Call of Duty way more than I like playing Call of Duty.
Yeah.
So if it's just a 2-hour-long trailer for a Call of Duty game, I can get down with that. I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Nobody's telling me about how much of a whore my mother is. Like, you know.
It's not going to feel like a real, like it's truly based off the game until somebody starts calling me a whore.
You're just in the movie theater. The guy next to you leans over. He's just like, "You're a fucking cuck, you cuck. Why are you such a cuck, you cuck?" And I'm like,
see, my
yeah, now it feels like Call of Duty. Oh, God, he's dressed like Stan Smith.
This is the worst.
I don't know. They're Paramount. They made the Maverick movie that was just
Top Gun,
military pornography.
Yeah.
I
am so not a fan of military pornography.
You know what would make this perfect though?
Just regular pornography for me.
I have a suggestion for Paramount, and I know this is the easiest thing in the world, but like, you're making a Call of Duty movie, I don't care how much it costs. You get Michael Bay to make the Call of Duty movie.
Yeah, 100%.
Michael Bay's Call of Duty.
Michael Bay.
Come on, man. Like, don't get the guy from Sicario or like the fucking John Wick ballerina. I want name brand Bay. I want Old Bay seasoning directly on my Call of Duty.
Hell yeah.
Because that motherfucker can film a bunch of military shit exploding in a way where I'm like, yeah.
He understands the hilarious, corny cheeseballiness of being a patriotic person.
2 guys standing up in slow motion into a frame and saying shit just got real.
Yeah.
Like, wait, did he direct Bad Boys 2? No. Am I wrong about that? Who directed Bad Boys 2? That was
Bad Boys
2. Was that Michael Bay? Michael Bay. Michael Bay.
Yeah. Good job.
He's also was in the movie as Crappy Car Driver. How the fuck does Bad Boys 2 have a 6.6 on IMDb and a 23% on Rotten Tomatoes? Fuck y'all.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Fuck y'all.
You talking about the third one?
No, this is the second one.
Weird.
Movie rules. It's so
Yeah, the second one's
stupid.
great.
It's so stupid. It goes all the way back around to being awesome again.
Yeah.
Like, fucking Martin Lawrence accidentally takes ecstasy, and
Forgot about that.
Anyway, so yeah, Michael Bay, come on, make me happy. Let's see. Speaking of online games, there's a weird update that has happened for Fortnite. So we're getting into this weird, like, everybody's real antsy-pantsy about like sex and stuff. So one of the things that's happened is that Fortnite has now like disabled.
They said no more sex, you fucking freaks.
There's like certain emotes that if you do them close to another character, like especially the dance emotes, that'll look like you're humping the character.
Sure.
And so they've literally turned off the ability to do like certain dance emotes, like
within
the same
proximity of a person.
Distance of somebody else.
You guys are gross.
Because
you guys are gross. They had to change this because you guys are gross.
like. There's like a whole compilation here of the Sabrina Carpenters doing.
Why are they all Sabrina Carpenter?
I don't know. I don't know what this is all about.
That's amazing.
But,
good job, guys.
Yeah.
Way to be fucking weird.
But it's only like a dozen or so, I think, because they were like very specific. I mean, there's a lot of dance moves that involve like thrusting your hips at something.
Yeah.
A lot of other dance moves that involve shaking your ass at something.
Like all these games were built upon teabagging people, and now we're all of a sudden against it.
Oh, what do you mean that Sabrina Carpenter can't grind up on the Red Ranger? Come on!
I thought this was America.
This is America. Where's Michael Bay?
Yeah.
Michael Bay!
I was gonna be like, I thought this was Michael Bay's America.
What do you mean I can't do the emote of Megan Fox leaning over the front of a car and sticking her ass out in a midriff top? Come on! Yeah. But this dovetails nicely into the fact that we're back into the anti-porn censorship thing that's going on. So we got a few stories about this. The first one is that there was an interview that was done with one of the people from that Collective Shout, that Australian mom group that I hate with all of my heart, where they basically say, what was the exact quote?
We're bad parents and we want to make it everyone else's problem.
They basically say, like, we don't care whether it's legal or not. We'll just go after anything we don't like. Like, that was the gist of it. Now, again, I have to say that, like, Collective Shout is one of these things, like, nobody's considered the implication, okay? Like, because Collective Shout, they're like, our thing is any violence towards women encourages in society there to be actual violence towards women. If you can do it in a video game, it's going to warp people's brains, whatever. They don't care about whether you're over 18. They don't care about what kind of violence it is. If it's violence towards women, and especially anything even remotely sexually related, then they're like, we are against it, and we will try to get it we'll try to get those games taken off the market wholesale, and we don't give a shit whether they're doing anything wrong or breaking terms of service. We're going to go after them no matter what, because we consider it to be our like moral authority. And the problem with this, especially in conjunction with the next two stories that I have, is that I keep asking myself, I'm like, in the Tomb Raider reboot, when Lara Croft falls down into the spike pit and the camera follows her and shows her getting impaled by the spikes and dying, is that violence towards women? Like,
I mean, would her getting shot at in the game be violence towards women?
I don't know.
If you are a woman in a violent game, does that automatically mean it's violence towards women?
That's a good question. If you
must we isolate women so much so that in any inclusion of women in any video game, you are now siding with the people that want no representation of women in video games?
Yep. This is going to be this is where this is that weird thing that happens where, like,
you
the
circle around to being
anti-porn and then the also too woke, like, sync up into this weird thing where it's like, I don't want any fucking chicks in my game. And they're like, neither do we. We don't want any chicks getting shot at. And it's like, I don't want any chicks, period. They're like, let's shake hands and agree. No more chicks in video games.
What if it's like genital jousting?
Genital jousting is not about violence, okay?
But you put a bow on one of the genitals.
Oh, that's true.
And now it's a lady genital.
Yep.
Now it's a lady dick fighting. Now, is that violence towards women if the woman is also a phallus?
Is having Chun-Li in Street Fighter violence against women? And the thing is that I'm sure
no, having Chun-Li is violence against men because she fucking.
So the thing is that I know that a lot of people are going to be like, no, this is just about porno games or whatever. But like Collective Shout tried to get Grand Theft Auto taken off the market in Australia, and they did with some retailers. Somebody corrected me a few stories back where it's like some retailers took Grand Theft Auto 5 off the shelves, and I'm sure the reason they did that was because there are prostitutes in the game and you can kill them.
Yeah.
But you can also just walk up to anybody on the street and kill them in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
The problem with this stuff is that wins open the window to push further and further and further.
Also, it's not like they have a specific like rule set. It's the bullshit of like, well, if I don't like it,
right,
therefore it's bad.
So let's just say, let's say that they managed to complete their quest and that worldwide you just can't buy any kind of sexual video game no matter what, right? Like, what's next? Is Terrifier delisted from all? Like, this is exactly the shit that happened with the Video Nasties, with the Hays Code, with the Comics Code Authority.
Yeah.
We've seen, like, I was talking to my dad last week, and I was just like, it's so irritating to be like, listen, we did this.
Yeah,
we had this fight.
This so many times.
We had this fight over and over and over again, and the idea that it's like, oh, now we've got to fucking have it again because there's a new bunch of 45-year-old women with asymmetrical haircuts in Australia who decide that they know better than the rest of us.
Insult asymmetrical haircuts.
Sorry.
I cannot be held responsible. I cut my own hair. Symmetry is hard.
It's so irritating because that you use this as a wedge to get in the door, and then once you're in the door, like when the comics, like there's a guy was this YouTuber that fucked up real bad that had this really good 2-part series about the Comics Code Authority and how it's like before that there was a whole generation of like horror comics that are just gone, because and then like you go back to the Comics Code Authority and like you would have to send your comic to them and they would literally pull out whiteout and remove objects and people and detail from the scenes, things that artists worked on.
Yeah.
And then they were like, that's what you can show. Or my dad was telling me back in the Hays Code where it was like, if there's a married couple, they have to have 2 beds. If a man like leans over to kiss his wife in bed, he must keep 1 foot on the floor.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And like,
I made a student film with using those rules.
Like, who wants to live in this fucking world?
That fucking
like,
sucks.
The cost of that is it means that if there's a weird hentai game about octopuses doing bad things to people that you go, I don't like it, and I'm not going to have anything to fucking do with it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm all in favor of parental controls. Like, have your parental controls. I wish that they didn't do them the way they do them in the UK now. Like, but the thing is that this bullshit, if you don't stop it at some point, like it's finally going to touch the things you like. Like it's going to be that, there are no lady soldiers in that game because, you never see a lady again in video games. It's like, what the fuck? We went all the way to here and now we're all the way.
This fight is so stupid.
So, and just the idea that it's one small group of people and that the only
but they're
way
just loud as shit.
They're loud as shit. They're called Collective Shout. They're loud as shit, and that they are able to scare the bejeebies out of the payment processors.
Yeah.
And like the payment processors, like, man, this is a place where I just become a fucking libertarian where I'm like, it's not your fucking job to decide what I can buy and I can't buy. Like if I want to buy a triple-headed fucking dragon dildo for my purposes in my house, that's my fucking business.
Yeah.
Like it is not your business to tell me what I can buy and I can't buy with my goddamn money.
Yeah.
So But this is another troubling thing because this week there was a few things that happened where there's a couple of developers on Steam that are developing basically NSFW video games that were applying to go into early access, and then like Steam said no. Like, and a lot of this is because Steam tried to resist, and then they were trying to use PayPal, and then PayPal jumped on board this. So it's like all the payment processors are now on board with this. And how the fuck? Well, I mean, like, I don't want to have to make a crypto wallet to buy a fucking nudie game. Like, come on.
Let me play my goddamn nudie games.
Right.
I'm a fucking adult.
Right.
Censorship. If you're like,
and the fact that it's this and it's itch.io, it's like it's all of the
like going straight to censorship instead of like, I don't know, figuring out a better way of like filtering this or creating a better like process to prevent kids from getting these kinds of games is fine. But that's not, they just don't want it to exist at all. Full stop.
Yes.
I've decided it's bad for children, so therefore adults can't have it either because I want the whole world to be made out of fucking rubber for them.
Yes.
So that they can bounce and never touch the ground ever in the history of mankind. And it's just like, that's not a good fucking answer. At best, that's just gonna make your kids fucking weird.
Well, like before this stuff existed, I mean, I grew up when there was still a lot more like, you know, there wasn't internet to look at porn on.
There wasn't,
and there wasn't like, there weren't pornographic NES games. I mean, you know, like what people like Custer's Revenge. I'm like, you can't jerk off to Custer's Revenge. All right, come on. But like,
not with that attitude.
But I'm going to tell you, you know, we still found our parents' Playboys and we still stole Playboys from the convenience store and took them into the woods, and like, porn will find a way, and all you're doing is like, I hate this thing where it's like there's a small group of people that have been like, we know what's best for you and we're going to tell you what to do. And I'm like, well, if that's the case, then I want to make some rules too. Like, no talking in the fucking grocery store. Nobody gets to talk at all in the grocery store. But I hate this stuff because it means that we're basically back at the beginning. Like with, I don't know how there's nobody to be like, no, we did this. This is done. Let's find a different way. Then I think there shouldn't be any pornography left in the world. That ship has sailed. Even if they turned it all off today, there's still enough fucking old Steam games and fucking porn comics and DeviantArt submissions and fucking all of the, you know.
Oh, we've had plenty of years of Rule 34, so it's too late now, baby. It exists.
So, but more than anything, when
has
I'm worried
anybody made porn of the group?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Rule 34. I'm sorry.
So yeah, it's
on the internet.
This is crapola.
Yeah,
it's crapola.
It's especially just a waste of fucking time. And then you could be doing something like, so much better.
I don't know if it's true or not, but like I keep thinking about, you know, you read these articles. It's like, oh, Gen Z thinks there shouldn't be any nudity or pornography or sex in or not pornography, nudity or sex in movies, and it's like, well, shit, because then that means that the people that you need to be on your side to fight this oncoming tide are like, actually, I agree with this. And it's like, fuck's sake. So now I've just got to watch that go away and then watch a whole generation, then watch a new generation come up that's like, no, we resist. And then like,
yeah, it's tough. That's you're opening a whole can of worms with that conversation because it creates the whole like, half of Hollywood is like, we don't really need what's it called, the like person there to help,
intimacy coordinators,
an intimacy coordinator, and then the other half of Hollywood is like, we definitely need it. And then you have Kevin Costner sneak raping somebody on screen, and it's just like, the Gen Z is seeing it from totally different perspective than from how we saw it growing up. And so like, I kind of get where they're coming from with it, of like, I don't need to see a celebrity naked to understand that the sex happened,
right?
But there's sometimes you're missing stuff when that happens.
By the same token, as somebody who started out their lives in a much more closed up, wrapped up kind of media environment, it's like, no, there are there are reasons for this.
Yeah.
And I don't like it too, because then it's like you've got the sex part, then you've also got the violence part, and it's like, oh, we can't have violence anymore because that's going to make people like, once you kind of go down this road of like, if you see it, you're going to do it. Like, it's just so complicated.
Yeah.
And like, it's, I don't know. All I have to say is that, like, if there's any rule that comes about that's meant to protect like 17-year-olds and it affects me, it can fuck the fuck off. I am not 17. I have been 17 for a long fucking time, and I don't want to go back.
Yeah.
So control your babies.
Yeah.
Speaking of baby control, Valve also has now implemented a thing, because the UK has this like Online Decency Act thing that they passed, where you have to now validate your age in order to access not only just like, you know, pornography and violence, but like controversial news articles and stuff.
Jesus Christ, guys.
And a lot of different systems in the UK have been using like this facial recognition tech that this one company is licensed to the government.
Do you think that hurts people's feelings? They're like, you put your face on the webcam and we know that you're over the age of 40. And it's like, what the fuck? I'm 22.
The first week it was out, somebody just pointed their webcam at
like a picture
Norman
of
Reedus in Death Stranding.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh yeah, you're fine. Like, look at whatever you want to.
Yeah.
Well, Steam has decided the way that they're going to do it is that you have to put in a credit card, like the old school way.
Yeah.
And their reasoning for it is actually not bad. Like, Steam is following, like, you have to do this. Like, you're not allowed to just be like, no, right? Is that Steam is like, putting in a credit card is less intrusive because we're not collecting like a picture of you. We're not tying you to some kind of facial scan.
Sure.
You don't even have to have like a full name on a credit card. It just proves that you have like a credit card. I don't know, man. Take it up with UK lawmakers. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's just all of it's going to feel icky, but it's like, if there's any sort of leak, now your credit card.
Yeah.
But like, also your ID would have, but also your email, and also leaks happen every day. There's like a big old
Especially
thing.
if it's a third party company. Like, if it's like a government agency, then you can like vote out the people that were in charge of it.
Yeah.
And like hold them accountable. But if it's just like a third party agency that's hired by the government, they're getting paid no matter what.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's lighten it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Some people were playing No Man's Sky and found a monster that probably is not allowed in the UK. So they have a bunch of like randomly generated monsters in No Man's Sky, and somebody found a planet where it's like this thing that looks an awful lot like a giant dick pointing up in the air with balls on the bottom, and you can ride it. You can jump on board and bounce it around like a bouncy ball.
Do you remember the game Spore at all?
Yes.
This is basically what everyone made at least once in Spore.
Yes. I don't know. It's so funny because apparently you can pet it, you can milk it, you can give it treats, you can ride it. And it's so stupid looking, and I think it's really funny.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It also apparently on the bottom, it has like a giant orifice on the bottom of it.
Oh, no.
So, and there's like,
oh, yeah.
There's
dual
like
action fucking toy. All right.
And people were told like you can like which galaxy you can go to find these particular guys. So
everyone's like, oh no, which what galaxy?
What is it? That's terrible. Where is it?
Specifically though, like specifically where were you?
Yeah. Let's see. Changing gears entirely, we got the news that Hollow Knight Silk Song is only going to be $20. By the time this comes out, it's already going to be out, so people will know it. Original Hollow Knight was $15 when it came out like 8 years ago, 8 years ago. So $20 is
pretty good, comparable.
They probably could have jacked it up a lot more than that. People probably would have paid it.
I know,
probably
you
wouldn't
fucking
even complain
freaks would
about
have been crashing Steam all day.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that this one's going to be. I don't know though. We've seen a lot of stuff this year. Like Expedition 33 was only $50, and I think that probably let a lot more people impulse purchase it to try it out, right? Because it wasn't like a $70 or $80 video game.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but also Silk Song is on Game Pass, so you know
you could pay not $20.
Yeah. Or you can buy it on the Switch too, or you can do whatever.
You do what you want.
Do whatever.
For now, until those parents come in and take it away from you.
Another game has gotten bumped by Silksong.
God damn it.
This is Starbirds, which is the
Those birds look high as a kite.
it's the game that was made by the guys that made Dorf Romantic, which I think you and I might have played, where it was like a kind of putting together pieces into like a world that had little like windmills and shit on it.
Oh, actually, I think I do know what you're talking about.
But it was
I was looking at you like you were crazy.
Yeah, but it's also all the art is done by that Kluger Sklabajubajab channel.
Are you having a stroke?
No, no.
No, I swear this is the normal way I speak.
I think you probably know what that channel is. It's like an explainer channel that has like these very specific art style. Kluger something.
Yeah.
Channel.
Hey, if YouTube asks you if you're having a stroke.
Let's see, animated explainer.
Yeah.
Wait, no, it's probably on their Steam page. Why am I doing this? Anyway, they put out a little comic where they showed like the little birds going for the asteroid. It turns out to be Hornet's Head, and so they're like, that's no asteroid. So instead of September 4th, it's going to be September 10th. It's not a big long time.
Yeah, just a week.
Yeah,
that's funny. Is it that dangerous to not have a good first week?
For an indie game, yes.
Okay.
For like another game, no.
I can't believe Baby Steps is an indie game.
Kurzgesagt. Have you ever seen any of these where it's like a little animated explainer and it's got a very specific art style to it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So they did all the art for the game, which is why it looks very specific way. But yep, I don't know. It's nice that at least it's not that long. It's 6 days. It's a week. So, because there's a lot more coming out. Well, I'm having a problem. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe people should write it in the comments. Like, I've been going on the schedule. Do I do 2 parts of Silksong, or like that Hell Is Us game came out, the one that has like the weird no face guys and the guy's wearing like a poncho and a hat.
Yeah,
the little robot that came out. It's got pretty decent reviews. And I'm like, for next week, I only have. Well, I guess like it's possible that we could do 2 parts of each one, but then there's also a bunch of other cool indie games that are out. So I'm like,
so do you want like a grab bag week, or do you want?
Well, I mean, like, no, actually, the idea is like, should this be a focus week where it's like we're only playing 2 games instead of like 3? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, like 3 and change. Put all the indie stuff into like bonus videos. Do like you and I do 2 parts of Silksong, and Michael and I do 2 parts of Hell Is Us, and it's just like ba 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 ba. I don't know. It's hard to say because there's just a lot.
That's a tough one.
Let's see. Ryuga Gotoku Studio, the Yakuza Like a Dragon people, have announced that they're doing a direct September 24th, where they're going to be announcing new stuff. Probably the big thing is their game Stranger Than Heaven, the kind of like 1930s, 1940s like
noir-y
Yakuza game. Probably more about that. Maybe something about Yakuza. Also, Hideo Kojima announced a thing called Beyond the Strand. That's going to be a big announcement of new stuff from them on the 23rd. They're having the actual event is going to be happening at a movie theater in Roppongi in Japan, and there's like a lottery to buy tickets for it. But they're also going to be live streaming it, which is good because there's really only a few things that this could be, unless it's just like a circle jerk. It's like Death Stranding DLC, or we could see OD, the Jordan Peele game.
Yeah.
Or,
I'd love to see more detail on that.
This game called Fizzant that's like the thing that's after OD, which is supposed to be another like. Basically, it sounds like he wants to make his own Metal Gear that is his own franchise with no involvement. Yeah. So, but yeah, so stay tuned to find out what's going on there.
Ooh.
In other Metal Gear news, the Metal Gear Solid Collector's Edition, Metal Gear Solid Delta Collector's Edition in the United States, came with a little statue of Snake under a tree with like foliage around it.
Yeah,
that was from where you get your backpack when you first land, and people that have got it have put pictures of it online, and it looks like total and complete ass.
His eyes just look crossed.
He looks nothing like Snake.
Yeah,
like absolutely nothing like him. Apparently, like the little bushy parts in here have been disconnected in a lot of people's dioramas. There's a conceptual problem of the fact that he's calling somebody, which happens after you get that bag as opposed to before.
That's funny.
Which doesn't make any sense. And then all of this is made worse by the fact that in Japan, the collector's edition came with this bust of Snake.
And it's beautiful.
It looks so cool. It's like the top half of him, and he's got a little snake coming around him.
Yeah.
And all these little like flowers and stuff on it. It looks so much better.
Yeah, it looks a lot better
than this crappity fucking collector's edition. So
why does everyone hate us?
I don't know. It's because
I would ask what we do wrong, but I know.
It's because some company said who should we give this contract to? And they said, we'll do it. We'll do it for super cheap.
Yeah.
And that Americans have never pushed back. American gamers don't push back on this shit.
Yeah.
Like, the thing to do would be like, give me my fucking money back, Konami. Like, I'm going to do a class action lawsuit where everybody that bought this thing is going to get together and you're like, you owe me $200 for this. This is horse shit. This is not acceptable. So even though in the actual ad for it, his face is facing away from the thing, and so you can't really see what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
They didn't even have like a model where you could say, well, this is off model. And it's like you can't even really tell because it shows him from the side with his hand up over his face. So.
It's still kind of fucked up.
Speaking of fucked up, apparently somebody leaked a bunch of stuff from this Fallout merch that's coming out. I can't find this because all the original videos have been deleted, but this is a bunch of Target stuff. One of them was a poster that had a bunch of people eating like Deathclaw stuff. And this is filed away under the Is This AI? The only detail that we have left is this part of this picture that shows a man's hands with a knife and a fork that appears to be cutting a napkin, and also the fork that he's using.
Also, the fork looks...
the fork tines don't line up correctly.
Yeah.
Also, the hand that's holding the knife looks a little floaty and weird.
Yeah, the knife is not...
It's like a butter knife, but with a point on it.
Yeah, it doesn't look like even the hand holding it is wrong. There's a lot wrong with this.
However, it's weird because I can't find the full picture. Like, people are like, he's cutting a napkin with his knife and fork, and I'm like, maybe, but this could also be that he's like waiting his turn for a portion of Deathclaw meat. I don't know without seeing the whole thing, and I'm always curious about like
judging on a tiny detail.
Yeah, because they're like, this could also be like the fact that these tines don't match up to the things at the bottom. That could be AI, or it could be a shitty artist.
Yeah,
like we just saw a diorama that was made by some company that looked like asshole. Probably had nothing to do with AI. Like, it was just crap. So who knows?
Yeah, as somebody who hand makes stuff, I can promise that
sometimes it's just crap.
Sometimes it just looks bad.
Sometimes it's just crap. All right, let's zip through a bunch of the rest of these.
You keep saying that, and we keep not zipping.
I know. We got to zip, though. We got five. We got like 3 minutes
zippage happening.
We found out that the Perfect Dark game that Xbox canceled was almost got itself a second chance. They were in talks with Take-Two, and that Crystal Dynamics, the people that make the Tomb Raider franchise, were set to maybe take it over. It sounds like they were a support studio on the game to begin with, and that they might have been taking over full production. That deal fell through.
Oh no!
Unrelated, a bunch of Crystal Dynamics employees got laid off this week. This probably means that they were there in case they got that, and that once that contract
fell through, they were like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
They were like, "We don't need y'all anymore.
Wow, that
you get out of
sucks.
here." Yeah, the next Tomb Raider game that they're making has apparently not been affected. Speaking of layoffs, this one really hurts me. Mike Morhaim's company Dreamhaven had to lay off a bunch of folks. This is the company that made that Sunderfolk game that we played with the little guys.
Was very fun, yeah.
As well as the ship combat game. Did you and I play that, where it was a multiplayer thing where you had the groups of like 5 people on the ships, and it was all chaotic,
and we were just like putting out fires in the cockpit and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, that was delightful.
It had the really good like Blizzard's art style, basically. Yeah. Apparently their expenses were way over what they were bringing in, because I don't think either one of those games did well.
Even though they were really fucking good. I blame all o y'all.
I was really sad to learn that Sunderfolk had a peak concurrent player count on Steam of 890. And I'm like, That game was fucking delightful.
Yeah.
And I really would love to see that become a thing that moves forward because the app worked really good.
Yeah.
The game was really fun. It moved along at a great clip. We had a great time playing it.
Yeah, that was a blast.
It was so cool.
Both of the games that we're talking about
Wildgate was the other one.
Yeah, were ones that I tried to talk John into.
Yeah. Let's see. Speaking of Blizzard, Blizzard has filed a lawsuit against another of these private World of Warcraft servers. This is one that has like they put ads on the internet, and they've like a bunch of mods and stuff that are running on it. I am sympathetic, but not super sympathetic because it is somebody else's IP. Like you're running a server of somebody else's software. Like I know that on the internet a lot of times we're like, you can do whatever you want to, but sometimes you really can't.
Yeah.
Now they have said that they're actually going to try to fight it in court. So we'll see. I don't think they have a case because World of Warcraft Classic technically their server could create market confusion with the actual product that has been put out that officially does what their server does.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see.
Yeah.
A bunch of modders are putting out a mod to run the Crew server. So the Crew was an online Ubisoft racing game. It got turned off. Once it was turned off, it was like, it doesn't work at all.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you bought it. You can't play it at all.
It's dead, yeah.
Started the Stop Killing Games thing. There are a bunch of modders that have been working behind the scenes for a while to basically get to analyze like the packets that are going out and what they're responding to backwards reverse engineer like a server that would run and like have it do stuff. Now that they've got it going, it's interesting because that means that you could run a server with mods on it. You could add additional content to the game, even though apparently it's kind of a pain in the ass to do.
Yeah.
But this was like a really dedicated team of people.
I love stories like this because I just want to know who these people are and like what they do in their daily life and that they just liked a game so much that they wanted it to come back and worked hard to not only bring it back, but bring it back for everyone.
And then also because if you sell this sort of thing, that's when you get in trouble. It's all free.
Yeah.
You just have to have a copy of the actual Crew game. But like you can run your own server.
I fucking love it.
Yep. And then let's see. Zip. Ubisoft reaffirmed that they're making new Rayman games. So,
yay!
Even though I'm not super,
I only enjoyed Origin and I didn't like Legends. Even though a lot of people are like opposite of that.
Ubisoft Montpellier and Milan are both working on a new one. The thing is that this one is codenamed as Steambot. Which makes me think that they might actually be going back to 3D Rayman to try to get that Astrobot thing. And I'm like, no, it's the 2D ones that I like. I don't like the 3D ones.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see.
Maybe it'll be like a combo of both.
And last but not least, let's go with this one. Stardew, Concerned Ape, the guy that makes Stardew Valley, who put out Stardew Valley 1.6, and that was the last thing. They added a whole shitload of new stuff. Now he's going to work on his new game. Has announced that he's now working on a 1.7 patch for Stardew Valley. It's going to add a lot more stuff
That's funny.
And may impact the development of his next game because he's just one guy who keeps fucking adding more and more stuff to his game.
Yeah, sometimes you just want to keep fucking around with the thing you made.
That's true. And with that, we're going to go ahead and no, we're not going to wrap it up. We're going to take a break.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We got more trailers. So stick around and we'll see you in just a minute.
Here we are.
And it's time for trailers. Our first trailer is for Marvel Rivals, which, according to this trailer, is maybe coming out on the PS4 this month. So, but yeah, we're adding some new folks. And what the big, I think there's this big kind of like cinematic trailer for, it's about Angela and Daredevil fighting as like an angel and a devil
cute
type of thing. I don't remember Angela being this like
God damn, she's beefy.
this dummy mommy junker queen kind of model. I mean, I only remember Angela from like the Todd McFarlane comics when she was just like skinny as a rail with the biggest boobs you've ever seen in your entire life. But as I understand it, she's been like integrated into like the Thora-verse and like
she's like a Valkyrie for a minute.
A few other things. I don't know why she's fighting Daredevil, and I don't know why Daredevil has
it
like
looks cool,
like actual magical devil powers in this. But it does look really cool
because it looks cool.
It looks fucking cool as shit. Yeah, apparently she's like a Vanguard. They actually put out a little character trailer for her as well that showed her like, you know, she's a flyer. She has like a shield. She can do some different kind of like blocking stuff.
There's something funny about Angela putting
look.
She put a ribbon around his eyes.
Yeah, over Daredevil's eyes.
Good job. You really got him there.
I just wasn't sure whether you were going to have any insight into like does Angela look like this in the comics now? Is she like one of these new beefy mommy kind of characters?
Like, no, not that I'm aware of. I haven't read anything with her and since like they first put her into the Marvel, like the reintegrated her into Marvel.
Yeah.
And she was just a Valkyrie, so she was just like bigger, taller. She's looking a little comparable to She-Hulk as far as like beefiness in this, but
she reminds me of Junker Queen and trying to think of what. There's that lady in the last Street Fighter that was like there's been a lot more very tall, very buff women with six packs in video games these days.
I haven't actively been reading Marvel, so maybe there's
something new.
Maybe there's something new with her, but
it's also weird though that she's just got like little like hot pants underwear.
I know it does kind of look like she's wearing like jorts looking things with like metal belts. It's a decent design. They might have just gone ham with the design.
I mean, they've done that for a lot of the other Marvel Rivals characters, so I assume that it's probably just the case with her as well. It's just so weird to see a character because, like, I stopped reading comic books a long time ago, and again, I know Angela from Spawn, not from like, you know, Marvel, not from the Mighty Thor or anything like that.
I don't think she is any more so than.
Okay, so it's just them doing their thing.
Yeah, it's them. I think just taking the details and like cranking it up,
rolling with it. I'm sure she'll be very popular on that internet.
Ooh, the beefy tall chick.
Yeah.
Please step on me.
We also got the announcement, this happened like late last week, that there's going to be another expansion for Atomfall, which is a game I really like. It's the one where you're in like the British countryside.
Yeah.
It's got a kind of a 60s vibe to it.
Yeah.
Called The Red Strain, that's going to be out next week, September 16th. And it from the description that I read, it seems like it's going to be, there are these big like walking robot guys in that game.
Yeah.
And it appears it's going to be kind of about like a tech center that has like some bigger versions of those, which is good because by the end of the game, I got to the point where I could shoot those guys in the back like 4 times and they went down and everyone was like,
they're just little brains and tanks.
Yeah, well, they had the power cells I needed to turn everything on in the game. They're like one of the 5 ways
they had to die. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Plus, every time I went near them, they shot me no matter what I did. And I was like, well.
Every time you go near me, I shoot you.
Yeah. I know.
And I can't do anything about that, so I killed these guys.
Right. Yeah. I need you for the podcast. Who's going to play Golden Idol with me if I shoot you back? We also got, let's see, a full-on launch trailer for Hell Is Us, which, as I mentioned before, is out. I'm really torn about this because, on the one hand, like, it looks really up my alley as like a third-person kind of hacky, slashy, weird adventure game.
Yeah.
They're really proud of the fact that they're like, there is no map, there are no waypoints. You just have to figure it all out for yourself and get like.
Sometimes that can be the most frustrating thing in the whole wide world.
Well, like, you know, Dark Souls doesn't have a map, right? But this is also like an open world, and I'm like, but Elden Ring does have a map, even if it's not a reliable one.
It's okay to have a map, guys.
I don't know. They're just every time.
Is his poncho a clock, or am I crazy?
What's that?
Is his poncho a clock?
I don't think so. I kind of see what you're saying with like all the lines are
and then one long.
Maybe I don't know. I mean, I know that like from cutscenes that he gets it from another character. He's like, come back to this area, and like the whole thing is that he doesn't know. He's like an amnesiac, but he knows that his father was a blacksmith from this area, and it's like this weird Eastern European kind of like.
Okay.
But there's all this crazy otherworldly elder gods kind of stuff going on.
I remember some of the details from some of the trailers that we've seen.
Yeah. Again, I don't know.
I'm kind of into it. It just seems weird enough to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, the thing that I'm like, so what I'm really worried about is that like I don't mind a game where you don't have a map or a big objective or whatever, but it's got to be tuned so that it's not too fucking hard.
Yeah.
Like if it gets too esoteric and it's like, you know, you just got to remember that old lady was like, yeah, it's east of the water tower. And I'm like, okay, I'm at the water tower. I've gone due east. I've been looking for 20 minutes and I haven't found shit, right? Like, if it's that, so I don't know. So it's one of those games that's like, I think I just have to play it. But then I'm worried, again, for RageSelect about, like, I don't like to play stuff before we play it for the show.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's going to be engaging enough to get multiple videos out of. And it's like, fucking fuck.
God
so
damn it. Yeah.
But it looks good. I mean,
It does, yeah.
like it looks like a solid video game, and it seems like it runs okay, which is, after Metal Gear, has been my big thing about everything.
It's just all I want.
So, we also got the launch trailer for Metal Eden. This is a purely cinematic trailer. Michael and I played this. It's like you're playing as like a lady in like a flying mech suit,
Okay.
and it's like in a weird cybernetic future. It's very unclear what you're doing. When we end up playing it, it's very doomy, like where you're if you punch guys and then you shoot them to death, they'll drop health. There's like an execution move where you can grab cores out of people, you can use them for different things. Very, very fast paced.
I don't like women in violent games.
Yes.
So.
You don't like violence against women? This lady's getting killed all over the place, all kinds of times.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. This one has some promise on it. The big problem is that, like you asked about Silksong, right? Is that like, if this game had come out when there was really nothing else out, like I might have been more into it.
Yeah.
But the idea that it's out around Hell Is Us and Chronos and Ghost of Tsushima, or Ghost of Yotai comes out at the end of the month.
Yeah.
And there's like all these games, and I'm like, fuck, I don't have time for something that could be fun, but maybe, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because the moment-to-moment gameplay was really fun and frenetic, but it seems like even if I like it, it would be like a solid, yeah, that was fun, right? But that if there's a million like, oh my God, I've never played a game like this before, games out at the same time, then
yeah, I guess, yeah.
It's harder.
Yeah, it's easy to get distracted by one over the other.
They have really beautiful cutscenes.
Yeah, this is really nice. This whole thing just makes me think of the girl in Wreck-It Ralph, the one that Fix-It Felix falls in love with.
Yeah,
like, she has
the generic space marine.
Yeah, she has the asymmetrical blonde hair and everything.
Yep.
Like, she's a dynamite gal. Like,
yeah, I don't know. There's a dojo up for it. You can watch it. Seemed to have a little bit of VSync issues as well for me, but where there was a lot of screen tearing when it got really crazy. But yeah, I don't know. Metal Eden, it's out. It's not full price, and it looks pretty good. So even if the gameplay is a little bit more cartoony than this, so the cutscenes are very realistic. All right. Full Metal Schoolgirl got a release date trailer. I don't know if you've seen this one before.
I don't think.
This is like a throwback game.
No, yeah, well, I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast or you like just pitched it to me.
Yeah, it's like you're playing, I think this is like a roguelike where you're playing as these two like cyborg schoolgirls that are like breaking into this company full of robot workers, and they've got like, you know, chain gun chainsaw arms and like just
that's cosplay fodder.
It's such a PS2 game.
Yeah.
It's such a PS2 game of like low rent, like decent graphics, and then just a silly concept and a bunch of explosions.
Full goofiness.
Yeah, with just like a kind of generic third person action game. I think it looks good.
7,000 outfits for the girls to wear and stuff. Yeah.
There's even a part of this where they show outfits. I think one of them was a nurse outfit. The other one was like a cheerleader.
Yeah, of
And
course.
it's like, yeah, this is where all that Onichambara stuff went. That was like a franchise they used to have where it was girls in bikinis with cowboy hats that were killing zombies. And I feel like the spirit of Onichambara is alive and well in Full Metal Schoolgirl.
Love it.
But we actually got a release date, October 23rd.
Nice.
So there we go. Let's see. We got another announcement for, I forget how to say the name of this, 2XKO, which is the League of Legends fighting game that they're making.
Yeah.
This is a character called Blitzcrank. I don't know enough about League of Legends to know, but I've been kind of interested in this because I don't want to play League of Legends, but I do kind of like fighting games. So
I mean, it looks actually cool.
Yeah. Well, they have really good character design, right, for League of Legends.
I only recognize one character, and it's because it's the
Jinx.
Yeah, it's
from
the one
show.
Everyone cosplays as. And,
yeah. This guy's like a big kind of grappler steampunk robot dude.
Yeah.
And it looks like this trailer goes on and on and on, showing what it seems like the same moves over and over again. But like,
I mean, that's a fighting game, though.
Yeah, I'm sure that maybe fighting game enthusiasts are getting something out of like, I see what your neutral jump is.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's going to be a good punish in the third round. And I'm like, I don't know. That's a big guy hitting other guys, but it's all very
Does
nicely
one guy
animated.
just have a wall as a weapon?
I think he's got a giant shield. I think it's like a giant shield that looks like a door.
Half of the screen was, it looked like straight up the door that Rose was on after Titanic.
Yeah. But yeah, it looks solid. I don't know. I think this one's having a little bit of a troubled development, and it'll be interesting to see because Riot Games invested in a whole bunch of spin-off games, and a lot of them were good, and apparently none of them made any money at all. So we'll see. This is the one that they're actually making.
Yeah. Well, I'll see.
Yeah. They have another closed beta on the 9th.
Yay.
So Chronos, The New Dawn, got a launch trailer. I feel like we kind of all know about Chronos, The New Dawn. I've been interested in this one because Bloober Team has a game where you have a gun, and I didn't like anything that Bloober Team did until we played Silent Hill 2, and they gave me a gun, and I was like, now I like you. This is what I want.
So now I will give this one a chance.
Yes. Very, like, kind of Giger-esque, I think I'm also getting some, like, 12 Monkeys vibes out of, like, the gritty time travel.
Yeah.
And
I'm getting a little Annihilation in there, too.
There's a weird thing where it's like when you kill them, if you leave the corpses and another monster comes to the corpses,
like absorb it.
They merge and they become way more powerful.
Yeah, that's Annihilation, baby.
Yep. So there's like a whole mechanic of like burning corpses, but do you have the resources to burn them? I've seen some reviews that say that like the shooting part is kind of onerous and sort of takes away from the story because it's so much kind of repetitive shooting, and that people like the story so much that then when you get to this, like, now you've got to play Resident Evil for 20 minutes.
I don't want to.
And it's like, well, okay. And then it's just the enemies, there's a lot of them and they're difficult to kill, and so you just end up with this very grindy action parts. I'm not put off by grindy action parts. I like shooting big weird monster guys.
That's true. I mean, if they're very enough, it's fine. But if it's like the same 3.5 NPC zombies, you know what I mean?
Yep. I agree. I don't know. We'll find out. I haven't done the videos for it yet, but I think that the trailer looks great.
Yeah, it looks
like
great.
All the iconography. I love the design of like the suit.
Yeah. Well, it does look to me like a Dead Space suit with a straight up dick on his head.
Yes. A dick with like a vagina in the middle of it.
Oh, it's like,
or the hole at the top.
Like, yeah, it's just, I don't want to go into detail of what I'm seeing in my mind. Being the kind of person who can just like, somebody goes, think of an apple, and I can just see fully formed apple in my mind.
Sure.
And then having a visual like that, and then knowing what I'm seeing is just not the best experience.
Are you one of those people when you see when there's like a logo or something and you're like, oh, that's a dick.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll find a dick anywhere. Don't
if there
worry.
is a dick to be found.
Yeah, I will see it. I've ruined many a days for many a people.
Let's see. After that, we got. I cut that one. We got.
We're not talking about you.
The announcement for Broken Lore Dark Dawn. So I don't know what the fuck this is, but Broken Lore is like a weird franchise.
Sounds like a Twilight movie, by the way.
Broken Lore Dark Dawn.
Yeah, 100%. Like the whole title. That's Twilight.
So I played one of these with Tessa, and it was like you played as a shut-in in Japan, and then like eyeballs started coming out everywhere, like eyeballs on the walls. Like your friend dies under mysterious circumstances, and they send you like an email, and they're like
a weird eyeball death.
Watch out for the eyeballs, and then you suddenly just start seeing like eyeballs like coming out of your wall, and you have to like stab them. So there's a lot of like eye trauma weirdness going on, and monsters. But then there's like another one called Broken Lore Low that's like. It's a Japanese one where you're in a town, and it's got like the town has one of those giant skeletons like you see the pictures of.
Yeah.
It's like one of their folk creatures. But this is like some Five Nights at Freddy's shit where there's like a dude in a
bunny
mask like terrorizing you in like a weird carnival or something.
Yeah.
There's also like monsters and creepy iconography and Kingpin.
Yeah.
Like
if they don't want me to sexualize the rabbit, why doesn't he have a shirt on?
So I don't know. There's like this could have just been a FNAF running around chasing you game, but there's like a lot of like supernatural stuff in here.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to wonder whether this company is just making like pretty good 4-hour horror games for $15 a pop, and like just
nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
Every 4 months, here's another one.
There are so many other people coming out with horror games all the time.
Yeah.
I feel like the game market is always, it's like 75% horror games and then everything else.
Right.
For like indie games.
Yeah.
But this seems a little more in depth than most, you know?
It seems a little bit more put together.
Yeah.
Than a lot of just the real junky UE5 crap horror games. I don't know. It'd be interesting. It's like almost like what if Scott Cawthorn knew how to make more than one game? Like having somebody that just uses all the tools to keep just cranking, like looking
like,
for a win.
Actually puts a little effort into it. I mean, it looks like a fully fledged game. There's thought put behind every scene in these trailers. So,
and that one with the eyeballs was compelling. It was interesting when I played it. So I don't know. It put the Broken Lore like brand on my radar. And then I remembered when I was watching this that it was like, well, at least we don't get Gilson Pontes games anymore.
Jesus, don't put that out in the world. Hear you.
There hasn't been one in like 4 years because
he's working on it.
I love putting them on this channel because they're all fucking stupid.
They're awful. I've spent so much time with you playing these garbage games.
Not just you, everybody. I made Matt play them.
I torture everybody with this.
Yeah. I think you played 2. I think Michael played 1. I think Matt played 2.
I just remember we were stuck on like a horse.
Yep.
Like going nowhere for a long time.
That could be like 8 different games.
Yeah.
Bad Cheese got its official launch trailer.
Bad Cheese.
This is the one where they took the Steamboat Willie is in the public domain, and they made a kind of a weird, creepy Mickey Mouse, like a little fat Mickey boy game. I ended up playing this with Matt, and neither one of us really liked the way that it played very much because it was like a lot of kind of walking around, and there's a lot of just straight up jump scares, like with no real anything. I like the art style, the kind of like fucked up, weird Cthulhu Mickey stuff.
Yeah.
But I didn't enjoy playing the game at all. It was like chores. It was like, oh, you got to clean up the kitchen, so you've got to pick up all the plates and put them in the thing. And there's always this implication like that daddy is coming home and that he's a monster. But I'm like, I'm okay. But we played it for like 40 minutes. And then when daddy came home, he was like, go to your room and don't come out. We were like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
We also got into that thing that you and I get into of like, I'm doing my chores.
Too focused on doing the thing.
I'm trying to do the chores. And the game is like, spooky. And I'm like, yes. But I'm trying to wash the socks.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because the art,
we've been crumbled by good work ethic yet again.
The 2D art stuff is pretty good, but then the game itself just wasn't very compelling. It just reminded me that, like, you know, we played Mouthwashing last year, and that was like one of the best games that came out last year.
Absolutely.
We also got the announcement for Cultic Chapter 2.
Ooh.
This is a game that Jinx and I played on the Asylum a few years back, where it's like a boomer shooter where you're blasting on a cult. And I didn't even realize it was going to be. I never went back to it, but it's like, what if Duke Nukem was a horror game?
Yeah.
Which I guess is just Blood. Blood is what if Duke Nukem was a horror game, but yeah, I really enjoyed what we played with the first one. It was incredibly violent and bloody, and
that's really all I need in a game.
There's a lot of people to shoot. Real super kind of lo-fi.
Yeah.
They have this kind of weird filter in the colors that make them look like how modern TVs and monitors have a really deep color palette. This seems like it's very limited. It's like 256 colors.
Love it.
But it looks great.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
So yeah, can't wait. Can't wait to check that out. And it's coming out September 18th, so right around the corner.
Peace.
Speaking of things that are coming out that are full of guns, we also got a Ghost of Yotai firearms trailer that shows off firearms. Now, this is a little weird because it says firearms trailer, but because of the time period this is happening in, you've got like matchlock guns.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of point where the person playing is using a slow-mo feature in order to reload their gun really fast.
Yeah.
Because it takes a whole minute to do it. But I gotta admit, man, when it comes to ultra violence, this game just looks like it's got so much fucking blood and gore and guts and people getting their arms chopped off. And
she was exploded a guy, shot a guy, jumped down, and there was somebody right in front of her, so she just went, oh, and then chopped their head off.
Yes. And grabbed their sword and threw that sword at another guy and impaled him on the wall.
Just
and
really nice.
Yeah. I cannot wait. I'm really hoping. I have no reason to think that this isn't going to be as good as the first one. I fucking loved the first one.
Yeah.
So, plus you got to have dog in this one.
Hell yeah, you do.
He's a big old
dog's
wolf dog.
who we killing?
October 2nd, right at the beginning of next month is when that's coming out. Let's see. From there, we got the launch trailer for Lost Soul Aside. I've been hearing mixed things about Lost Soul Aside. This is a game that was made, I believe, by one guy. And it's very Final Fantasy looking, but it's you play as a dude with a sword, and it's kind of a third-person action game. And I don't know, I had really high hopes for it because the idea of just the idea, I actually don't know if this was still only being made by one guy. I think when it was originally announced, it was only being made by one guy, but I don't know if they've added more people to it since then.
Yeah.
I can definitely say, though, that even as a small team game this goes to show just how much we can squeeze out of a small team these days.
Yeah.
Because, 8 years ago, this would have taken a team of 200 people 4 years to make.
Absolutely. This is very detailed for small or one dude.
Yeah.
One dude sounds crazy for this kind of game. It's one thing when it's the Stardew Valley, where it's little pixel guys.
Yeah.
But this is very detailed.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't know if they added more people on. And I also think that some of the static I've been hearing about it might be that the PC version doesn't run very well. I don't really know. I need to look into it. Again, I don't know where to put this on the schedule because next week, like I said, it's it's
chock full.
Silk Song, Hellas Us, Chronos, this, and indie games.
Then you know what's going to happen is you're going to end up with you try to shove them all in, and then you're going to end up with a week where everything sucks, and they're like, oh man, I should have saved some of these.
Well, I think that what's probably going to end up happening is that I'm going to just dole this shit out so that we don't have to play. I was looking at I think the third week of this month on my schedule. It was oh, Michael and I are going to do 2 parts of Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. And I'm maybe we'll save Hell Is Us and do that in the third week.
Yeah.
Or maybe we'll do more of this later on. Who knows? Let's see. Blaze Blue Entropy Effect is getting a Dead Cells crossover. So Blaze Blue was one of those Arc System Works fighting games, and they made it kind of like a side-scrolling, I think it's like a roguelike, or it might have been a Metroidvania, I don't know, some kind of big 2D side-scrolling action game.
Yeah.
And they did a thing to put the fucking weird dude from Dead Cells in as a playable character. So
sick.
And from this trailer, it's they've got a lot of that guy's, his weapons and traps and stuff. So makes me wonder if I should go back and play this because I never did. I heard kind of mixed stuff. It's really hard. I don't have infinite time and money to do everything.
Patreon.com /
Yes. Give me infinite time and money. Give me infinite money and I will find infinite time. But this looks pretty cool, especially if you're into this sort of thing. So if you maybe weren't into this game, but you are into Dead Cells, I can see this being an interesting way to kind of get into it. So.
Yeah. Dip your toes a little bit.
We also got a gameplay trailer for Mexican Ninja.
What the fuck? I don't know if I've heard of Mexican Ninja.
This is like a big crossover of like the cartels and the Yakuza have teamed up, and now only the Mexican Ninja.
That's amazing.
A guy in a sombrero with a katana can take them down.
I'm in. I mean, honestly, you had me at Mexican Ninja, but like, yeah, I'm in.
This looks pretty ridiculous.
This is just the ramen you eat every week.
Yes. This is what I need to be eating my fusion ramen while I do this. Yeah, it looks like a little beat 'em up that has a lot of. I mean, it's just kind of what it says on the box, right? It's like a combination of like luchadors and Yakuza.
Yeah,
and the way of the donkey.
Sure.
And that's Mexican Ninja.
I'm in. I'm so in. I want a movie based on this idea.
Directed by Michael Bay. No. Early 2026 is when this is going into. I think it said early access, right? Or no, it's coming early 2026.
Nice.
And there's going to be a demo this fall. Okay.
You don't want to miss this, do you?
It reminded me that there was another game that was kickstarted that I haven't seen in a while. That's like a Metroidvania where you play as a Dia de los Muertos kind of guy. That I really was looking forward to, and apparently that's got a release date of next year as well. But I haven't seen another trailer for it in quite a while. Let's see. We got the launch trailer for.
Sorry.
What's up?
I was just thinking about. We hung out for my birthday this weekend, and Michael and I were talking about Mexican representation because both of us are Mexican.
Yep.
And my first thought was like, finally, the representation that we were asking for
with Mexican Ninja. That's funny. The Nightling. I had somebody in the Discord who said they were really looking forward to this. It looks like kind of just like a third-person action game where you play as like a little night guy, and he's got a shield.
Tiny dude.
He's got this big shield that converts, like you could like ride on it. You can like use it to like pogo. Use it as your attack and your defense. Looks pretty solid, and I think it got pretty decent reviews too. That's what I spent a lot of my time looking at reviews to try to figure out. I've been trying over the last few years of RageSelect not to have videos where we're like, oh, well, this just sucks.
Yeah, this looks bad and you should feel bad. This looks cute. I don't know why, but it feels older.
Yeah. It feels like an old school.
It gives like a nostalgic feeling for some
kind of that
reason.
old like 3D platformer, Banjo-Kazooie, Jack 1 kind of.
Totally. I can see why people would be like looking forward to this because it looks very cute.
It's a very solid art style, very cohesive. Everything just looks good. And it looks like...
and the action looks fun.
Yep.
And it just feels... it feels really nostalgic.
You know what it feels like? Is it feels like the sort of game where in 20 years there's going to be people that's like, oh, I remember the Nightling. It was my favorite game when I was a kid. People talk about it the same way they talk about like Bubsy and shit.
Yeah.
Fucking Bubsy.
Except they were wrong. They were wrong about Bubsy.
Speaking of adorable games, we got the launch trailer for Myth-Wrecked Ambrosia Island on consoles. I had to look this up. This came out last year on the PC. Mm-hmm. This is a game where you play as a lady that washes up on an island, and it turns out that the island is full of all of the Greek gods, but they have all like forgotten themselves, and so you have to like...
fear I would feel if I ended up on an island with all the Greek gods.
But they have these very kind of like unique art styles where they look like Ares looks like a punk rocker.
Yeah.
Zeus and Hera look like fucking swingers.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely look like they're like, we saw you across the bar.
They're
and we
all
like
dressed in white. Yeah.
Like gold bangles everywhere.
Athena looks like a weird like
alt punk, but like librarian at the same time.
But it looks like kind of a weird adventure where you're looking for like you're trying to solve puzzles to get treasures. You're using the treasures to unlock, the memories of these gods.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's got very good reviews, and it was very well received when it first came out.
Nice.
I didn't get a chance to play it, but I do remember when it came out last year. It came out right in the middle of a bunch of other stuff, and people were like, "This is really good."
And now it's going to come out right in the middle of a bunch of other stuff
on the consoles.
On the
yes.
consoles, yeah.
So, still interesting art style too. Nice, like, again, cohesive, easy going art style. So, let's see. We got the reveal trailer for a game called Australia Did It.
Oh.
I don't really know that much about this outside of the fact that it's like
blaming Australia now.
there's like a train that you're defending. It's like a turn-based, like, kind of auto battler, and it's got this really weird mechanic where you've got all these different, like, kind of very specific units that have this very specific design. Maybe little electric guys or like samurai guys or whatever. But then in the game, it's like you can combine those guys, and then they create a new guy. Like part here in the trailer, they've got like a guy with a gas mask and guns. There's like a guy with kind of like a one of those like bamboo hats and like 6-shooters, and then the two of them like merge like the movie Together or something.
Oh God, yeah, they certainly do.
And then what comes out the other side is like a big lady with a bazooka.
Sure, happens to the best of us.
So the actual gameplay is like this little pixel thing.
Oh, what the fuck? I hate getting goddamn catfished by. So it had, for those of you who are listening, it had like an anime trailer.
Yes, like
and
an
it looked
animated
cool.
intro.
It was like really nicely animated. And then it's like, here's the gameplay, and it's just like not that.
It looks like FTL.
Yeah.
It looks like a little pixel-based thing.
Which would be fine, but don't give me the cool shit and then show me this.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it looks like it has some interesting promise.
Yeah.
I don't know what the
Oh,
whole
I'm mad you gaslit me.
Australia Did It thing is,
Catfish
though.
me. Is Australia super into trains right now?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's set in
Tactical
Australia.
reverse bullet hell.
Yep. Sure.
Yeah, they pulled those out of a hat.
Yep. Looks like Rami Ismail is making it. He made like there's a game called Luftrausers, I think, a long time ago. I don't remember.
Sure.
Let's see. And then we're wrapping it up with a few other things. This is like a pretty fun one. A game called Swap Meet, MEAT, where you play as like a little guy that's out in the world. And the swap thing is that you could trade out different parts of your body for the like remnants of weird monsters that you kill out in the world.
That's kind of fun.
So you can like swap your legs out for like ant legs, or you can swap out like your chest or your head. There's a lot of parts of this that show like just a raw chicken for a head, and I don't know what advantage that would be, but you can swap out on the fly. It's kind of a zoomed out third person action game. It looks like it could be fun.
Yeah,
like
that
looks weird.
A little oh my God, there's like an Easter Island head. Yeah, it's like very gonzo, like nutso.
Yeah.
And
there's like a lot of weird meaty goopy monsters.
Yeah.
So yeah, hard to say. I don't know. It just caught my eye when I was looking around at stuff. So
yeah, visually displeasing, but in the best way possible.
Absolutely.
My eyes hurt, but I also want to see more.
And then last but not least, this is another PS5. This is like a console launch for Jotun Slayer Hordes of Hell, which is kind of an ARPG Diablo style game. I don't know. That's like what it's listed as. It looks a lot in this trailer to me like an auto battler, like Vampire Survivors, but it's a little bit more detailed than some of those games. I saw some people on because it's an early access for a while, I saw some folks on Steam that were complaining about like the last update made it less fun, but I don't know. I never played it, so
did they just like nerf something or something? Like,
it was
why
talking
would
about
it
how
be
like there's these new
fun?
long range attacks that will come from like the other side of the map, and that it's all timed. It's like a very frenetic game where you have a timer to get stuff done.
Yeah.
And then it's really hard to then like get to the location where the things that are hitting you from the other side of the map are.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's possible. I don't know. It's very like Norse gods meets like Hades.
Yeah, there's definitely
and,
some Loki and
yeah. I don't know. I like the art style a lot. Like it's kind of a realistic art style.
yeah.
But it looks pretty cool. It's funny that even though this is obviously not the MCU, they've still got
They
Loki
always
in the,
make them look like
in
fucking
the green and gold.
with that shit.
Yeah.
But Odin looks dope
Yep.
with his two ravens. Those are my favorite.
Brock and Sindri. Oh, these are just like classes. Oh wait, this one Njord. I don't know who that is.
Wow.
Anyway,
What? A Njord.
out now, full 1.0 release. Also 1.0 release on the PC. So check it out.
Sick.
All right. Let's see. Nintendo added Forsaken to their like 3D games catalog that they have. They're like throwback stuff. Forsaken was is an old N64 game that was a lot like Descent. Where it's like 360 degrees of motion.
Yeah,
I remember that and Descent both being incredibly vomit-inducing and not fun to play in the least.
yeah. I can already tell that I'm like, oh, I wonder why I never played this. I didn't single. Oh yeah, I think I know why.
I always just remember because of the cover art, because it had this like lady
with a temporary tattoo on the side.
Yeah, with like the Forsaken logo on the side of her face, and like she has kind of a worried look.
90s. Yeah.
Looks like it should have been like in like a magazine ad or something.
Yeah.
So
the cover of a Poison CD.
We also got the September 2025 lineup for Xbox Game Pass.
Nice. Anything good?
Absolutely. I was really like, I know everybody's going to be playing Silksong because that came out today. But Nine Souls, which was a game where you play as a little cat guy, it's kind of got some like Souls Sekiro DNA in it. It's pretty cool. I Am Your Beast came on there on September 2nd, which is a game I really like from Strange Scaffold, where it's like kind of a Rambo thing where you're like an ex-special operative that's in like living your life in the woods, and your commanding officer's like, we need you for one more job, and you're like, no. And they're like, oh, well, we'll send in like a platoon to get you, and you're like, okay, and then you just kill them. And you kill them, and you kill them, and you kill them, and you kill them. It's like a game where the levels are very short, and like you can get killed very easily. And so your goal is to kind of just speed run all the levels.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. It's like a 4-hour game.
Nice.
And there's a bunch of additional levels. Cataclysmo is kind of like a tower defense game. September 10th, we're getting Paw Patrol World.
Fuck yeah. Are we going to play that?
No. September 16th, we're getting Roadcraft, which I actually might play. It's like one of those Eastern European games about building roads where it's like they give you asphalt layers and bulldozers and stuff. And like it's got good reviews. I'm just not sure if I wanted to spend $60 on a game where you build roads. And I'm like,
well, Game Pass.
Yep. Sony is bringing back the Astrobot PS5 controllers. They had the Astrobot.
Is there high demand for it?
They sold out immediately. They got the Astrobot colors, and they got the little on the D-pad. They got the eyes. The eyes don't animate on the actual controllers. I would have bought one if they did.
Yeah.
They don't. They're just printed on there. This new version is called
Do Not Be Fooled.
The Joyful version, where the eyes are not round. They are the little like
smiling eyes.
Smile eyes. Yes. If you guys make a version where the eyes actually change and are animated, I would buy that. I'm not going to buy.
I want my Astrobot controller to look scared when I'm playing a scary game.
Yes. Actually, I just wanted to play the Astrobot song on repeat whenever I turn it on.
Yeah.
In every game. So, but yeah, sometime in October they're putting those on pre-order.
Cool.
So, October, sometime in October. Let's see. There's an interview with this is such a weird one with Night Dive over at Atari, asking like what games they would like to remaster because they're like the remaster company.
Yeah.
Last week at Gamescom or 2 weeks ago, they announced they did they're doing a remaster of the LucasArts game Outlaws. That's like a Western first-person shooter.
Yeah.
So they were talking to them about what they wanted to do, and the 3 games that they said that came to mind were Panzer Dragoon, Saga, Tactics Ogre, and Snatcher. So Tactics Ogre was like a tactical RPG, kind of Final Fantasy Tactics style. Panzer Dragoon Saga was apparently Sega's attempt to make a Final Fantasy style
like
game.
Faintly remember the name.
Yeah. I think they tried to make it work a bunch of times and it never really did.
Yeah.
And then Snatcher is this old like Blade Runner visual novel that Hideo Kojima made a million years ago that it's been released a bunch of other times. But what I thought was really refreshing about this is that the guy that runs Night Dive was like, we tend to we tend to go back and forth between a game we know is going to be popular and a game we know is going to sell really well.
Yeah.
Because if you do just one of those, if all you do is games that no, a game that's popular and a game that they want to make. Because if all you do is make the game, remaster the games that you want to, you'll go out of business. And if all you do is make the games that make money, you'll go crazy and hate your job. So they like to kind of flip flop back and forth, which I thought was refreshing.
Nice.
Refreshing.
Did they say which one they're flipping and flopping to?
This is all just speculative. This is just kind of like their wish list.
Yeah, casually talking about it. Yeah.
Especially because I think Tactics Ogre, they did a remaster of one of those like last year, the year before. So I don't think that Square is going to let them fuck around with that, but or whoever Tactics Ogre, I don't remember. My brain. Okay, here's an easy story. Mortal Kombat 2, the movie, is no longer going to be out in October of this year.
I'm so mad about it.
Yep, it's supposed to be out October 24th, and apparently they're moving it to May of next year.
Yeah,
because apparently they didn't want to compete with what is coming out in October.
I don't
think there's a lot.
Something
like Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere, and Regretting You. Sure. So
I mean, you're getting like Frankenstein. That's like Netflix, though.
Yeah.
Black Phone 2. Yeah.
I guess there's some stuff that could interfere with that. But then apparently that Mandalorian and Grogu movie is coming out around that time next year.
They're making a movie? Boy, do I not know what the fuck is going on in that world.
Which will be like the first Star Wars movie since 2019. That was when Rise of Skywalker came out.
Jesus Christ.
Wait.
What is time?
Solo? Nope. Solo was before that, wasn't it? It was like the summer before.
Yeah, wasn't it like a hop skip thing where it was like one and then one and then one and then one?
I remember that because that was the last Christmas I had with my parents. We went to go see Rise of Skywalker because I remember I stormed out of the theater as soon as it was over to smoke cigarettes, and my sister and my parents came out. My parents were like, I don't know, I kind of liked it. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? That was garbage. And my sister was like, yeah, that was really, really bad.
Yeah.
And my parents were like, I don't know, it was a bunch of guys running around saying stuff and blowing stuff up. And I was like, because then it was a pandemic, and I don't think we've had a Star Wars movie. It's all just been TV shows since then, right? So
yeah, sounds correct.
6 years. They bought that franchise, and it's been 6 years since there's been a fucking theatrical Star Wars movie.
But they're making TV shows.
Yeah, but nobody likes the TV shows.
I thought everybody liked Mandalorian. Everyone talked about Grogu for a year and a half.
Yeah, but then season 2 was shit.
I don't know. I only watched the first season because I don't like long-form television. Sorry.
So you should be excited. There's a fucking movie.
I don't fucking watch the movie. I haven't watched the TV show.
Okay, there's a RPG that came out this year came out this last week called Quartet.
Is that a hippo dog?
Yes.
That straight up looks like a hippo dog.
And apparently, talked to them about it, and apparently one of the options in this game is to enable or disable the Oxford comma. And this came because two of the developers couldn't decide over how like a sentence should be written, and so one of them just over the weekend like programmed in like a flag for Oxford commas, and then they put in a thing that analyzed the entire script and like flagged the ones that they needed. It turns out that over 500 lines of dialogue, there are 15 Oxford commas that will be turned on or off according to this setting. I think that's ridiculously pedantic, and especially
that's very funny
because I believe that everybody should be using Oxford commas. I don't understand the argument against using Oxford commas. When I was in school, they didn't give us the option. They were just like,
I was never given the
2,
option.
3, bam, that's how you do it. And everybody's like, you don't need them. And I'm like, why are you so fucking lazy that hitting that one button is a problem?
Yeah, 100%. They are indeed. But I was never given the option. But I oftentimes just none comma and good luck everybody else. But in fairness, most of my writing's on Twitter.
Yep.
I don't got enough lines of characters for
I don't
commas.
know. I just this has become a thing, and I'm like, why? There was a right way to do it. And then people were like, but I don't want to. And it was like, well, I don't give a shit what you want. That's how you list 3 things in a sentence. Thing, comma, and thing. Like, what are you talking about? The only reason you wouldn't want to do that would be potentially to cause problems in case the two things in the final part of the sentence get lumped together because they don't have a comma between them. Why are you just writing it wrong? I don't understand this. I don't understand this. Anyway, that was why I put the story in so I could complain about it.
Oxford commentary.
Oxford comma shaming. That's what I'm into. Last week, No Man's Sky put in a big new thing that lets you build your own ships. And people have been using it to great effect.
Good things, or are they just making flying dicks?
Oh, no, good things. First thing is they had almost 100,000 concurrent players, which is more than they've ever had before after they did this update.
Nice.
So here is the Boba Fett
I
ship.
saw a TikTok that was like, do you think the guys that make No Man's Sky know that we're not mad at them anymore?
Yeah, here's the Slave One or whatever they've renamed it to. I think they've renamed it since then because that's
I'm sure it has like an actual...
but it's pretty impressive that you can make it that weird kind of oblong part. There was another one that was somebody called The Cosmic Horror, where they put a bunch of like grass and red boosters on the outside that makes it look like
eyes,
like a swamp thing or something.
That's fun in a weird way.
Yeah. I like this one where you can't really tell what it is for a while because it's just a giant slab, and then when they move the camera up, it's a fucking Nokia cell phone.
Oh my god! Fuck, that's amazing.
It's just a giant...
I was like, they just made like a flying building, and then it's just a Nokia brick. No one can destroy my...
They actually wrote out the word Nokia on lights on the thing. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty great. So yeah, good on you, everybody.
Yeah, good job, guys.
Also, people talking about like you can
weirdos.
You can now like it used to be that in No Man's Sky when you got out of your ship you just teleported.
Yeah, now you can like base jump off.
Yeah, you can actually like unhook your camera, and this is somebody doing it in VR. Jump off the ship.
Yeah, it looks fun.
People have noted that if you jump from orbit and you manage to land in the water, you don't die. So
just go to planets that have water.
But what happens if you land on one of those big dick monsters? Do they just splatter on the ground?
Oh no!
Oh no! Anyway,
you must bounce on it.
God damn it. God damn it. All right. And then let's just finish up with some Legos.
Hell yeah.
They're making a bunch of Pokemon Legos. We don't have any details, but apparently somebody did leak prices. There is a 6,838 piece set that will be retailing at $650.
Yeah, Legos are crazy expensive.
There's a 2,000 piece set that will be going for $200, and the smallest kit is 587 pieces for $60. That's a lot of money for Legos. I say, as we look over here at the $40 Armored Core model that I bought,
judging
that has not yet been assembled. So
yeah, I've built a lot of Lego, and so has John.
It's a lot.
So if it's something we want, that's kind of the price.
Would you just pay for like a life size? What could be worth $650 in Pokemon? Like the whole Pokemon, like what if it was like the entire Pokemon one town plus map plus figs plus Pokemons and stuff?
That kind of price point, it would be big, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I just I can't think of anything in Pokemon that I would like want that would be like that. They've been experimenting a lot with like life size, like the 101 Dalmatians. They've done like pretty big versions of that, and those retail for pretty high.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it's like just a big fucking Pikachu. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think the most expensive one that I'd seen a long time ago was when they made those Mario ones that had the little face and electronics in it, and it was like, well, that makes sense because it actually like does stuff.
Yeah.
But some of these,
I only do the botanical ones, so I'm really limited in what
like a flower.
Yeah, but it gets pretty detailed, and I'm bad at keeping plants alive, but I'm really good at putting together Lego.
Really good at keeping Legos alive.
Yeah.
Well, how about something cheaper, because this was pretty cute. We're wrapping up with this one for $20, I think they said. I think it's for $20. Yeah, $20. Sega Genesis controller.
Oh, cute.
And it's a little Sega Genesis controller, but that's not all, because it looks like it's got a little podium. Sega Genesis controller. On the back, it's like a little
Oh, cute.
It's got like
a little Sonic scene. Yeah.
And it's just very small, and it's just a little like
they
Green
have
Hill Zone.
Lego has like a little Nintendo, like a TV that has like a retro TV that has a
that was like $200 or something.
Yeah. Well, it's huge, but yeah. So this is.
They also made a Game Boy one recently that literally has like a little lenticular screen, and when you put the cartridges in, the back of the cartridge shows a screenshot, and then as you move it back and forth, it looks like it's moving a little bit.
I like that. That's amazing.
I don't know. For $20, I could lose $20 on some dumb shit.
Oh yeah,
spending $650 on fucking Pikachu, life-size Pikachu Legos is not my.
Who knows?
Not my thing.
What if it's just like a giant Voltorb and you're just spending all that money on a circle?
Yeah.
They're like, it takes a lot of Lego to make a circle.
No. And that is the podcast for the week. Whew.
Well,
action, adventure, drama, everything.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/RageSelect. If you like the podcast, $5 a month is all it takes to make sure the podcast doesn't continues to be a thing. I know most people that get this far probably already know about this, but like, the Patreon's been a little down. $5 a month is, I haven't raised the price of anything. I am the one who is not doing inflation, even though the cost of everything is up. So if you like the podcast, $5 a month is just all it takes. And hey, I don't throw it in your face at the beginning or roll mid-roll ads or anything. It's only just this one thing at the end. So if you got all the way to the end, that means you're a super fan. Maybe consider it.
And then let us know in the comments if you want to do like maybe $10 a month and we roast you. We just roast you.
Or maybe like, I don't know, infinity time and infinity money. Like, I don't know if somebody in here has...
The lottery's up to $1.7 billion. You win that lotto and you want to swing some of that our way.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
I just like to spend my time making vagina ships in No Man's Sky and landing on the dick planet.
Out of Legos. All right, that's it. Get out of my house. Bye, everybody.